I'm having such a trip through time, my friend. Having such a trip through time. We roll up on a ship that flies, my friend. Roll up on a ship that flies.
Right off the bat, the name "Trip Through Time." I love that. One of my favorite new songs. It's awesome, man.
It worked out.
You were at Hampton, right?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, I thought you were. That was the debut, I think.
That was, yeah. So they actually put it out on the promo. So it was like Sunshine Coming Through, and it went into Trip Through Time. And yeah, but they debuted it at Hampton.
Dude, yeah. I was just like, what is this? It was awesome. That one noise, the wow.
Like I know. Yeah, dude.
It's all about the little noises like that.
Oh, I know. Me too.
You get it.
It was funny because like we were gonna do. I had a handful of different names picked out, and it just so happened that like I wanted to do Around the Block. I just kind of thought that'd be like actually the whole idea of that logo we had kind of came from that, because I kind of had my vision was like a guy on a street corner in a city with a Pretty Lights hat on, and then I kind of thought like doing different cities. So I told my buddy, because we kind of used AI to help us out a bit. I was like kind of telling my buddy, I'm like, hey, look at the you ever see those pictures of like a tree that's like it shows 4 seasons? It's like winter, fall, spring.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a 4-piece thing of like different cities we can do, like Chicago, San Diego, and then like a mountain Colorado-y thing, and then something else. I was thinking,
I like that, dude. That's cool.
Yeah, so that's like kind of what I was thinking. And then we were going to do Around the Block, and there's apparently like 3 different podcasts unrelated to Pretty Lights that are called Around the Block.
That's fine.
So then I was like, kind of looked at it, and it was a circular thing, and I was like, wait, what about Trip Through Time? And it was just like, damn, dude. Yeah, and it was new. I mean, it's like they don't play Around the Block like they've been playing Trip Through Time. So just another reason why this tour was so special to me. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, let's get into it. Yeah. All right, guys. Welcome to another episode of Trip Through Time. As time goes by, these memories never die. Welcome to the off season. Really excited about this. Obviously, we love tour, but this is where we get to just really get Pretty Lights fans in here and nerd out. I'd like to formally welcome Sam, aka Samzo, first musician on here. It's been a long time coming.
I'm on.
For sure. I'm honored to have you, man. And, this is a long time coming. We've been chatting a while. First facial meeting once again on this. So, thank you for coming, dude.
Dude, my pleasure. And again, like I know we were talking about before we're rolling, thanks for being flexible.
Oh, absolutely. I was
supposed to do this earlier, but I was really sick with the stomach bug. Just long story short.
Well, hey, I need my guests on their tip top fucking performance. So, no, dude, it's all good. And, yeah, again, I'm really excited to get to know you, dude. It's I love your fucking music. If you guys don't know, check out Samzo. He's fucking killer. I'm not just juicing it up. It's fucking great.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't know. I always put like my mind with music goes places. I kind of think of movies or like scenarios, and I don't know if this sounds weird. I kind of think cocktail bar, coffee shop, kaleidoscope.
Nailed it. Exactly. Like I'm a big fan of like spy music. Like I don't really have too many sneaky songs like that, like James Bond, like soundtrack, just like cocktail lounge in like the 1950s. Like,
exactly.
We're the same.
But like throwing the kaleidoscope in it, like I don't know. I don't know why I thought like just, it's like that old style shit, but like the kaleidoscope throws the modern, psychedelic.
Dude, I like that a lot. Yeah, you're spot on.
Yeah, I don't know. I always have visual like songs take me to places. I don't know. It's weird.
They should.
Yeah, I mean, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you and baseline stuff, and then get into what we all know we're here for is Pretty Lights.
Yeah, so I guess like right off the bat, I was never really like an EDM fan. Like I missed out on like the 2013 like era of all that.
So how old are you, if you mind me asking?
I'm 29.
Okay. I don't know why people always say that. Mind me asking, who cares? It's age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, you can ask me anything.
Okay, man. Cool. All right. Yeah, right on.
Hard-hitting questions only.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, so I missed out on that whole era. I've always been like a metalhead.
Mm-hmm.
I played guitar man, for like 18 years, I want to say at this point. I think there was like some Renaissance fair when I was in 6th grade. They had an auction, and there's this like $100 guitar there. My mom got it for me, and I was just like, sweet, like I'm gonna learn how to do this.
What kind of guitar was it?
Just like like the knockoff like Fender, like
so Squire
Starcasters.
Oh, Starcaster.
Yeah,
I was on the Squire days.
Squires.
I guess that's the even downgraded. So was the headstock? Was the headstock not the typical like Stratocaster? And
no, it was. Like,
really?
It looked like a Strat, but I remember it was a Starcaster, which is
gotcha.
Just like, yeah. But before that, like my parents knew I was interested in guitar. I was ripping Guitar Hero 2 back in the day. You ever play that? Or
yeah, I got on that. So I'm like 5 years older than you.
Yeah.
So that came out after I had been playing. But if you played, it was like you could just rip. I mean, obviously once it gets like that shit was crazy, but just like, hitting on shit and just being on time, it was fucking dope. It was so sick.
Yeah, and it was really good for my like dexterity with my fingers as well, especially hitting that orange note like
yeah, when you got to stretch down. That's the fifth one, right? Yeah. No, I mean hand-eye coordination kind of like goes with it a lot. Funny fact, first time I ever heard Jessica by the Allman Brothers Band.
Oh, yeah.
They said it was Stevie Ray Vaughan for some reason on the game. I don't know why. It was really weird, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you're right. I think that was the second one.
Yeah, either way.
But anyways, my point with bringing this up, I thought it was awesome. That's how I found out about this guitarist called Buckethead. You ever hear of him?
Oh, yeah. I know. I'm not privy to exactly what I just remember seeing him on stage or like images of him.
Oh yeah, once you see him, like
is he his own? Is he a part of a group, or was he part of a group?
There was like a bunch of weird rumors. He was like a part of Guns N' Roses, which this might be true. I don't really know. I haven't looked into it. He has some sort of association with those guys.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he's been around forever. Like super sick, shreddy guitars, and he was doing the kill switch like button.
Oh, cool!
Like Rage Against the Machine type sounding. I've never heard anything like that at the time. I was just like, this is so cool. Like I want to be like this dude.
Hell yeah! So that was like your first musical inspiration.
I'd say for guitar, Guitar Hero, Buckethead, and then I remember the third one came out, and this is where I like got more into metal. There was a song by this band called Mastodon called Sleeping Giant, and like it has like a really like slow kind of cosmic intro, like delay guitar and all that. I was like, whoa, like this is super cool. Like I never heard anything like that. Like I always like the kind of like the cosmic sounding stuff like that, even from a young age. Like I just knew that there's like different music like that out there. So I just had to like research it. So a lot of my metal tastes like that spawned from there were like kind of those like, the heavy metal bands, but they also had this kind of twist to them.
Yeah.
Right? Like Tool, of course, that's like probably the most common example. They're a metal band, but they mess with time and have all these crazy interludes and things
I've
like
heard
that.
great things about them. I heard their light shows are dope too.
Oh, dude, it's so cool. I saw them in 2016 at the Pepsi Center, which is Ball Arena now, downtown Denver.
Okay.
Right now, yeah. That was an unreal show. They opened with Third Eye from Anemia. Such a rare song to open with, too. Like you're going to open with a 13-minute rare song off of that. Like
that's what's cool about these people, these artists that go and do different shit. For instance, why we're into Pretty Lights and, all other acts on the similar line. It's like the shows they really give a fuck about. It's not you see someone, they're doing the same shit every time.
Yeah, 100%. Like, and then I can't remember, maybe both weekends of ACL this past year, they debuted like a brand new like track. Like no one does that for a festival set. I love that.
It was really like refreshing that even because in the older days, like there was a kind of a trend towards ending sets and ending shows. It was common where you're like, all right, the anticipation was like, all right, I don't even have to look at the time. But now the fact that they're ending with like random songs like that, I think it's super dope. You and I both, we appreciate the deeper, like I don't know, there's like the power of something that's not a gem that, you don't see too often.
The rarities. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
We'll get more into that later. You had some good questions for me. Yeah.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to say, do you like Humphreys McGee?
I actually never really got into them.
So one thing I think you might like him is because the guitar player,
Signature, yeah, he's a robot.
So he has a big metal influence background. So a lot of his guitar picking is almost like drum kit, like double bass, like
yeah.
Okay, so I know I had listened to your podcast with Almost Familiar.
Yeah. Shout out Wes and Elizabeth. Love you guys.
Yeah. By the way, where are you guys at? I would really like to connect in the podcast community. I mean, this would be really sick. It just, please come back, man. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I had actually listened to yours, and then I think Brad Shredman's or whatever.
Yeah, he was there too.
I mean, dude, those are some fucking phenomenal listens. But yeah, so I know you grew up in Connecticut.
Yeah.
I know you had the metal stuff, and then I know you were talking about your college days, like getting in Odessa and like artists like that. And so I understood. For anyone that doesn't know, you went to school in Colorado State, right?
Colorado State, go Rams. That's in Fort Collins, hour north of Denver. That's where Derek's
Pretty Lights originally started.
Yep, right? Exactly, yeah.
And then from there, you got into Pretty Lights like when you moved to Colorado, correct?
Yeah, so I graduated CSU in 2018, moved to Denver later that summer, and everyone knows the Pretty Lights weekend is, that first or second weekend in August, right? So my older cousin, his name's Camber, he was at Roseland Ballroom in 2013, like fan forever, like just like you. He texted me because he knew I moved to Denver. He's like, hey, like, there's a Pretty Light show at Red Rocks. Like, do you want to go? I have an extra ticket. And I hadn't, like, I've heard the name before, but I never really listened to it. Like, it just wasn't in my sphere. So I was just like, yeah, like I get to see my cousin, like go to a show. Like, why not? Like, this is going to be cool. I didn't really expect much of it, as I said on that episode. And I was expecting like a standard, like Diplo, like, like Red Rocks, like EDM situation. And yeah, it was not that. And then here we are today.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've had all these guests on, and I have like, it's weird how your mind just like plays scenarios in your head before you like meet people. You just like, for some reason, you just like think it's facts for sure. And I thought you were like deep. I mean, obviously you're deep within the community, but like I thought you were like seeing them for like longer than I have and shit like that. So it's just cool to see. I mean, awesome. You never know until you get to know people like what the real shit is. So it's just a true testament to like, never make assumptions, and not like it was any bad stuff. That's what I love about getting to know people. It's like, oh shit, I didn't know all this stuff. So yeah, and that's got to be crazy. So you see them right as they cut off for 5 years. I mean,
yeah. And so the funny thing about that, I had the opportunity to go both nights, but
I heard that on the pod.
I didn't, because I'm like, I'm not going to see the same set twice.
Yeah.
Like, why would I do that?
Dude, we all make mistakes. I graduated high school like 2009. So 2010, 11, I start hearing all these like festival stories and like the scene and stuff like that. And then like, so people are going to see, we're all listening to Pretty Lights. And then my friends had started to go see him, and I just like didn't want to go because I was like, I'm just going to get too into it, and which obviously happened. But yeah, it was funny. So I could have seen him in like a handful. Like there was that infamous Lala show and school, like Pretty Lights after party. There was, yeah, they played together. It was nuts.
Oh, I think I've seen a picture of a ticket stub. It was Alex.
Benny the Bull came out for like the Chicago Bulls thing. They have like a cool.
That was that. Okay.
Yeah, if you go back in YouTube, look at it.
Yeah, no, but just I want to back off real quick. What you said about like thinking that I like was in it for that whole time. That's so funny that you said that. Really, like.
Well, I mean, real quick, because you're tight with a lot of people and stuff, so it's just like I was like, oh,
So after this kind of helps explain that a bit. So my first show was the last show, 2018, night 2, right? So I'm like, when's the next show, guys? Everyone's like, you're done. Like, you came too late, bro. Like, I was like, oh my God, are you serious? So and then the pandemic, next thing you know, the pandemic hits. Like, we can't do anything. My main job, I'm an accountant, so I don't have to talk to people a whole lot. I'm like, okay, like I could just like, nerd out about this online, like in my downtime, like try and figure out the lore and like see what I missed out on. And that's actually why that hiatus, that's why I make music, like why I expanded more from just doing guitar. So I was like, okay, no one's really doing that style of music out there. Like I'm going to take it upon myself to go in this rabbit hole and learn how to make similar type of music.
That's amazing.
So it's been like a journey ever since then.
That's amazing. I mean, yeah, like that's one thing is like I just, you know, got so much respect for people that can like go. I don't know. I feel like I'm finally getting to that point in my life, but like when I was younger, I've been like, you know, I had all these like artistic capabilities, but I just didn't have like the drive to like really just sit down and do shit. So I just,
the pandemic definitely helped with that. Like I get it, dude. Like
yeah,
my job's very stressful too. It's not like I'm not motivated to play music all the time. It's very hard.
So yeah, it's just like I got mad respect, and it's cool to just hear that right as this shit's ending, someone like yourself sees it for the first time, and then by the time they come back, I talk about those people a lot, but you know, I feel like a lot of us kind of needed the break, not necessarily for your fandom. You needed the break. You were just getting into it, but you, before knowing it, needed it to get that motivation and then take that and
dude,
put that into something and look where you're at now. So mad respect, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
That's dope shit. How many? You've seen 26 shows, right? I counted it up. I mean, from everything you sent me.
Yeah, that's right. 26.
So I have it here. So just to give you guys a rundown, this guy, as we said, Red Rocks 18, Night 2, Mission all 3, Dylan all 3. God, 6 shows just like that. And then Cascade up in Oregon. And then Halloween, 2 shows there, which, by the way, I love Halloween. I went in 2019. It was the best fest.
I was there too. That was my first one.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing, dude. Yeah. So my wife she just moved to San Diego in September of 2019. And we're like, all right, we'll see what happens, you know. So the first time we actually saw each other was 7 weeks later at Halloween.
No way.
That was her 5th year in a row. She had a huge crew down there. And it's cool at that fest. For anyone who doesn't know, it's not like filed in parking. Like you can it's a year-round campground, so you can camp ahead.
Oh,
so
yes.
She had friends from like the Southeast, from like Mississippi and shit, that would go there. And you can also have fires at this festival. So sick. And so like they had a spot saved for a sick campsite, whatever. And so that was like really, we always say that like really rejuvenated our relationship to continue on a long distance before I had moved out to San Diego. So it's really special. That's also where I discovered Billy Strings. Were you at the Sunday Bluegrass set?
What time was that? Do you remember?
It was during the day. It was the last day. So they always do a bluegrass set on Sunday, and Billy Strings came up and they did an I Know You Rider. Grateful Dead.
With cheese?
Yeah, with cheese. Yeah.
I think I missed that.
What? Oh man, yeah. It was dope. And J-Rad at night.
I remember I was there for J-Rad, but I don't know. I was like, I was probably recovering.
No, you're good, man. I mean, yeah.
But I agree, dude. Like, I'm not like a big festival person by any means, but that is by far, I think, the coolest festival that you can camp like on the trail, like by the river, like what we did in 2019, free range camping.
Yeah. All right. So then continuing on, Hula, then night 2, night 3, San Francisco.
Yes, I wish we made night 1.
I will say, out of the 3, I mean, it's tough, but I think at the time I really enjoyed night 2 is one of my favorite sets ever, or shows ever. Night 3 was epic. Night 1 was just not much new stuff, and like which is fine. I just feel like I was like, okay, fuck, hit me with, because that was my first show since 2017, so I was like ready. I think other than Butterfly, there wasn't much new shit. But
I remember because my favorite album, Taking Up Your Precious Time. Like that's my number 1 always. And I've been chasing like Until Tomorrow. I finally got it at Red Rocks this past year, but I remember like we couldn't like get an early flight out of there because of work conflicts and all that. So we're in the airport like streaming. They play like Until Tomorrow. It's like one of the first songs. I like threw my phone at the ground. I'm like, no. I'm like, why did you have to do it now? But yeah, and then I can't remember what it was. Like, I think it was a jam during one of the first like 5 songs. But Born was doing like these new effects they hadn't been doing on
night 1, or
night 1. I remember streaming and like they were just jamming. I'm like, I have no idea what song this is, but they're just doing like crazy. Like that was one really cool thing. I've noticed it a little bit this past tour, but 2023, I felt like they like just brought out new sounds like way more frequently, like later on in the tour. I'm like, whoa, like these are brand new sounds I haven't really played with before.
Yeah, it is fun to. You really inspired me to go back and listen to 23 a lot because I don't know. I was just you had posted some stuff, and I was like running back on some things on a topic we're going to do later. And I think what's cool, again, being in the off season, is just like not staying so current and then kind of diving back into all this random stuff. So you just remember some things, which I did notice and totally forgot about. Which being that we love these rarities, you got to go back.
Dude, mentally, I'm still at Mission Ballroom. 2023, I've never left.
I'm so jealous, dude. Fuck, dude. I don't know. I couldn't imagine like the energy being there. Like, yeah, if I were to have to pick Dylan and Mission, I'd probably go Dylan just based on like location and that it's like the second weekend. But the vibes, like knowing like, hey, we're back, dude. We're back.
That was, I can't even. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Especially for me, like my second show, I'm like, okay, I've been in 5 years. Everyone's like, he's not coming back. I'm like, there's no way they wouldn't come back. Like, come on, guys. Like, let's be real here.
I believed he wasn't coming back, dude. I don't know. Yeah, I know. Hammy T actually brought that to like made that point. I'm like, you're right. I didn't even think about like the energy of like, hey, we're back and stuff like that. But okay, so night 2, night 3, San Francisco, Hampton, night 1, night 2, Red Rocks, both nights, Bethel, both nights, Vegas, both nights, Armory, all 3, Augustine, all 3. And the shows we were at together were the San Francisco's, the night 2 Red Rocks, and Vegas. So
nice. One thing I want to say about Mission real quick. I think night 3 is slept on a little bit. The one thing, like, it's not the most like cohesive set. Like they do like Let's Get Busy kind of like came out, like things like that kind of came out of nowhere and like ruined the vibe a bit for me. Here, I just have the set list up for reference. I'm just gonna.
Well, real quick, I'll say I know you're a Fish fan, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I know this guy out here we kind of talk about. He likes the Dead, and then I'm big into PL. He's big into Fish, but he would always say like, yeah, the first run of a Fish tour is not always like the best because you're like they're getting used to each other again and stuff like that. So that's you know,
totally. Yeah. I remember. We'll get more into this later, but one track that I don't think gets enough love. It's kind of a newer one. I Smoke 'Em.
Fire. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the debut of that. And I always hear like, I know you're not like a big Fish fan, but you know like Tweezer, right?
Yeah, of course. I've only seen him once, but yeah, no, they're dope. I just haven't really deep dove.
It's a whole thing, man. Like I get it. It's not for everyone, but anyways, I Smoke 'Em. Like the main like riff that they sample in that sounds like almost identical to Tweezer. I feel like they could work in.
Oh damn!
And they've worked in Tweezer before. Like what was Sound of Silence in New Orleans? I think
it was high school art class.
Or yeah. You're right.
And I think they did it again this year at Augustine.
I didn't even notice. Yeah, they did do it in Augustine. But
I actually totally forgot to bring it up on the podcast I did. I was like, I totally forgot to say fucking Tweezer. High school art class, like that's like the people would get on it. Like I feel like that's some shit you don't forget to say.
No. I mean, I was there and I didn't even hear it. So.
Yeah. No, I mean it's tough. Sometimes shit flies right past you, dude.
Yeah.
But okay, so sorry, were you going somewhere with that?
Yeah, I was just saying like some of my like favorite moments from that, and then, sorry, I kind of like bounce everywhere. I know you.
No, you're good. Hey, I do the same shit, dude. We were going through your show list and we had like 3 different conversations within that time. So you're good, dude. This is what I like. Like I want this to be almost like a Rogan of the music scene and Pretty Lights Think, like where I can just come on here and shoot the shit. It doesn't always have to be like so. Which again, why I'm excited for this off season shit is we could just fucking talk. I mean, if we don't get to everything, we don't get to everything. Those are just to keep it. You know, to stop from any stale moments. So, by all means, dude, let it all out.
Yeah, dude, World of Illusion like barely gets any love.
Oh, I know.
It was a big one I was chasing for a while, and finally got that Mission night 3. I was like, yes.
That is another thing that we could talk about later.
Yeah, and then I really want to highlight like the Indio from this. This is the debut. My favorite one.
Your favorite of the new songs? All of them?
No, my favorite version.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Of Indio, yeah. Just like the way they really let the groove like flow through and like they kind of like took a back seat a little bit. Chris Carnes had a really good like vocal sample that just like matched perfectly with it that he's never done since. Just a really like standout version for me. Go back and listen to that one. It's good.
Yeah, it's like some of what I did notice about Dylan. Mission. There was a lot of the almost chiller like sound, has a lot of room to breathe going on, and more of the hip hop stuff. And I think that's why. I mean, not like I had known you too well, but just seeing what you post and this type of stuff you liked, I felt like, you're kind of, like
you get it. Yeah.
For instance, your music is like not so. It's got those electronic elements in there, but it's not like overloaded. Like it's still pretty like, which is nice. Like and like those, like for instance, Smoke 'Em, Yindio, Sunday's Child.
That's what I was gonna say next, dude. That's like a great example of.
Oh no, that dude! Oh my god! And again, thank you because
that was one I forgot about too.
Yeah.
So I did the same thing as you. Like I went back to listen to this to brush up. I'm like, what? Like I don't remember this. I thought it was just like a jam. Like
that's getting tossed in my request for next year,
dude. I'll help you. Yeah, like I'm gonna request that too. Sunday's Child, like that's a really good example, like of what I'd like to see more from the band a little bit. Like dial it back a bit. Like let's do some more organic type jams.
Yeah,
because they're all such like talented players. Even like Borum, like I've seen them in like all these jazzy groups like around town. Like we're so spoiled living in Denver, dude. Like these guys will just play a free show out of nowhere, and
I know
it's just like what, like yeah, like the kind of strip down, like get Borum like on the roads and like that kind of like the whirlies, like yeah.
I love all those fucking Wurlitzer, the B3, fucking or Hammond B3, all that fucking dope keys, dude.
Clavinet, baby.
Yeah, the Clav's fire. I love that.
That was the best. That's why I like Fish. That's like And then sorry, last thing. The whistle, best whistle, I think as well.
It is really good. I like them all though. It's honestly one of my favorite songs. I mean, it's fucking tight. I really loved Augustine, and they kind of stepped it up to that psychedelic shit. Yeah. But I'm with you because, like, again, I noticed that one, and it is really nice. It is. Really
don't correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the only whistle where they do this. They have those like very tasteful like wubs.
No, I know exactly. You actually we messaged about that.
Oh yeah, we did.
And I noticed that too. So you like I noticed you like the like wub and like the reggae dub, like in dub type shit.
Oh yeah, dub reggae is a huge part of my past. My parents were really big fans of that. It's growing up, was playing around the house. I'm like, this is pretty cool. So
nice. Did your dad play music? Your mom?
No, they live vicariously through me. Cool. I think my dad like tried guitar like in like high school, but wasn't like serious. Like he just picked it up and just like but yeah, I'm the only one. My sister's really good at the piano, and she lives in San Diego.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Just moved back.
Yeah, when you come out here, dude, we'll kick it. We'll fucking do a pod, dude. We'll do some dope shit.
I love San Diego, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. I just wish the like music scene was a little different, but it's cool.
I've heard that.
It is. I mean, I am older and can't like do shit as much anyway, but like it's just it's different. But again, I mean, it's one of the best decisions I ever made coming out here. But yeah, we will definitely link up. Just a little sidebar. Are you a comedian fan?
Oh yeah, dude. I love comedy.
So just kind of what you're saying, how Denver's like that for all those musicians and shit. Not San Diego, but I'm happy I finally did this. I've lived out here for over 4.5 years, and I just went up to the store. There's a San Diego store, comedy store down here, but we went to the store, the actual comedy store in LA on Tuesday.
Oh yeah. I heard
dude. I mean, anyone out there, I'm just saying, okay, look, you come to California, a lot of people get intimidated by LA, and they just like, because if you go on a weekend and do all the touristy shit, it's going to be a nightmare. But what's cool about San Diego is it's close enough to make day trips and shit like that. And me and my buddy go up there and eat and stuff like that. It's super fun. But the way to do LA is go on a weekday. We left in like the afternoon, got up there in 2 hours, bopped around, ate a bunch of different stuff, great food all around. And then went to the comedy store. It was Amy Letterman and friends. It was Bobby Lee, Andrew Santino, Bill Burr.
Dude.
Bro.
I mean, it's like a Tuesday or something?
On a Tuesday night, yeah, dude. And then we left after, got some food, and then bounced, got back to San Diego in like an hour and a half, just zipped. So that's what's cool about out here. Is like you can kind of see like shit like that. That's what's I'm envious about Denver is that you guys got Eric Bloom's living out there. You got Borum and fucking Carnes and shit. It's cool.
Yeah, Dyke's just here too. It's on. Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, and you know what? It's like that's where our music scene is really like the hub, because like a lot of people don't even know about that shit out here, and I I don't know.
I've heard. Yeah, my sister's told me similar.
It's fucking odd, dude. I mean, they're out there. We're hidden in the shadows out here.
It's more like housey, like more like kind of house.
So housey, bro.
Yeah. There's pockets. Like OB has a cool scene.
Yeah, Ocean Beach is definitely like the hippie area, but like, I mean, I'm not in necessarily the best demographic of people area with being by PB. I mean, one of my jobs is in PB, but there's cool people and there's also a lot of lame people, but it is what it is.
That's life, man. That's everywhere.
So again, back to your music. Love it, dude. And I love, just some notes. Love the jazzy sounds. Takes me back to what really got me into Pretty Lights and this side of electronic music. Definitely the rap beats. I mean, honestly, might have to spit a flow over one of your tracks one of these days. So
dude, yeah, I'd love to send you something just to mess around with.
Yeah, for sure. In terms of your music, what would you say is like your fan favorite, or like of your friends and stuff like that?
Of my own music or of
your own
release songs or on, because I'm sitting on like a lot.
Well, shit, if you got it on release, that's probably my favorite, even though I haven't heard it. But I mean, just the collective. Like, what's the one where your homies or anyone coming to see you is just like,
the fan favorite? Okay, probably See It Through.
Okay, yeah, I really like that one.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a track I made with my buddy Forrest, who goes by Verena, who's a very talented producer.
Yeah, I checked that out because I saw you release you had a single with him too, right?
Yeah, Fall in Love. He's like one of my best friends. I've known him for almost 11 years.
Dope.
Yeah.
Right on. Is he in Colorado too?
He is, yeah. He moved here in 2019. We met in North Carolina. Yeah.
So, yeah, your drummer's nice, though. I mean, just
thanks,
real
man.
clean.
You might see him. He might pop down. I hear him moving around.
Yeah, no, props for sure. All right, well, then what would you say is your favorite? Like, which one are you most proud of?
Lisboa.
Yeah, that's a new one, right?
Yeah. It's coming off my album, which will release this year. It got delayed last year with tour.
Okay.
But
I was actually going to ask, when can we expect some more a full album? Because you got one album and a handful of singles, right?
Yeah, and that album, I'm not entirely happy with it. It's a lot of like files I lost. I was just like, I'm just gonna release it. Like, there's no point in sitting on this. Like, I might as well just put it out there.
Yeah, what I can recommend, and I'm just learning this, is if you got something, just put it out and grow.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're just sitting on shit, there's no room to. You're going to be worrying about that, and just you don't want to focus too much on one project. Like, it can get frustrating, and then I don't know. It's just
definitely a flaw, a big problem I have. Like,
I think a lot of people who are in your position do. I mean, as do I myself. But it's one that's definitely been a big hurdle for me. Is just just fucking put it out and improve. I mean,
yeah,
I've been listening to your music a lot lately, and I again just props. I mean, there's a lot of good shit in here. I really like this endless
ambivalence.
Yeah,
I made that with my my buddy Beat Fix, who's out of Tennessee. I think I've never met him in person, but he did a lot of the synth on that one. Yeah, got the modular and all that. So we were able to work that in, which is always sweet.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's cool. You're collaborating with all these people and shit.
Oh, I love it, dude. I love it. Like that. I'm just here to like make friends, and that's how I know all these guys like Shredmans and Miguel and all that. Like I'm not trying to like get anything from them. Like I'm just like I need people to nerd out about it. Like who can like do this with me? Like
It's cool that music connects us in so many ways. I mean, whether it's playing, listening, going to see. It's doing that for me now here too. So, and I mean, just a couple other standouts I had. I mean, Pit is fire, as we said, See It Through, and Pensive and Gully Dub. Those ones were really some of my favorites off that album. So, and Finesse, fire too.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, it's sick. I'm a fan, and I can't wait to see you one day. Maybe get you a show out here in San Diego. How about that?
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to do that.
You could kill 3 birds with one stone. Play a show, come meet me, do a pod, and see your sister.
Dude, 100%. Yeah.
All right, let's get that in the works.
Yeah.
So who designs your album art?
My sister.
Oh, really?
She's she does like graphic design. She studied art in college.
Damn.
She's super talented. Yeah.
I might have to ask your sister to I really want we're working on a new art logo, but I want a simplified logo.
She's really good at like that. She understands like that minimalism. I don't like if things are like too Like, you know what I mean? Like, she can dial that down for sure.
Yeah. So I was just wondering because I really liked. I just was curious because I figured, sometimes people put stuff up and you're like, they probably threw that together themselves or whatever, but it really looked nice and professional.
Thank you. Yeah. No, like my sister, she's great. Crushed it. Jane Ackels is her name. Hit her up for neat graphic design. She's very versatile too.
Dope. All right. Well, yeah, you'll have to link me up.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. All right. So I just wanted to get into your recording space. I really like the vibe in there.
Oh yeah. Thanks, man.
Dude, it is fucking sick. Like I don't know. I mean, hopefully one day I can come check it out,
We'd love to have you.
See what's up.
Yeah. So this has been years in the making. Like, we've been only living in apartments like downtown, like tiny spaces. And, Keith, as a drummer on the top floor of his apartment, like, people are going to be pissed off at you.
Oh, shit.
His neighbor was like hitting like the broom on the ceiling. Like, we were just like, dude, we have to like get out of these apartments. Like, this is getting bad. So we're like, okay, we're going to live together. Like, once our leases go up, I'm checking Zillow, like, randomly, the sick house just pops up. I'm like, like, let's take a look at this. What attracted us the most was this basement. We're like, this basement is huge. Like, we could fit like a studio and more down here. So we made an appointment to visit the house the next day to see it in person. We're like, yeah, like, we need this house. And Keith like emailed the guys like the next day and they're like, yeah, it's yours. So yeah, we secured that. So it's really nice having a big space like this. This is my desk right here. You can't really see much of it, but I've got all my guitars over there. Got my synths and my push here. We have our mixer in the middle, and then Keith's drums are right here. Here, if you want to see.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, the drum set, and then we have like a living room area back there. Get comfy, and then a bar in the way back, which is super cool.
Wait, is that so? That's where the tapestries are all like hanging and shit over there, right?
No, that's like above me.
Oh, I know. Yeah, okay. For some reason, you guys were jamming on your story, and it looked like it was like wall to wall shit. Like it really.
Yeah. So usually, like when we do that, we have cameras like film us from. Like,
oh, okay, gotcha. Dope.
We have an LED strip up here. You can't really see it, but that helps like illuminate us a little bit because some of our earlier videos it was a little too dark.
Sets the vibe, dude.
Yeah, no, and being in a space like this, it just helps you be like so much more creative.
Oh, for sure.
We one cool thing that we did. Behind like a lot of these tapestries on the walls, we have packing blankets, and that really helps like insulate the sound. Because you want like people think you need like a perfectly like symmetrical room.
Oh, you want no parallel walls in the studio?
No, and like having something that goes far back like this is exactly what you want. And
so I actually took a recording class in college, but like, I took it through a community college, whatever. In a good studio, the sound is going to go like ding, 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 ding,
exactly.
ding. So like, for instance, anyone out there, when you go to a baseball stadium to see music, it's not going to be good because the sound is going to bounce back and forth like that. Like I saw Red Hot Chili Peppers at Petco Park where the Padres play. And it depends where you're at. But my buddy has an apartment on the 8th floor right outside of there, and he can like hear the concert's perfect because the sound is going out. But I was third baseline Red Hot Chili Peppers, and it was just so loud. It was just terrible.
When was that? What year?
2022, I think.
I thought, was that a Snapdragon Stadium?
No, it was either, I could find out. It was either 21 or 22.
Just because I was going to say, last time I was in San Diego, my late birthday gift to my sister, took her the Red Hot Chili Peppers at Snapdragon. That was awesome.
Gotcha. Yeah. It had to, I definitely was there at that one. I don't think they would have, though that stadium is fairly new, so.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Whatever, either way. But yeah, no, again, it looks like the vibe down there, so it's sick. Yeah. You guys need to post more fucking videos of you jamming shit.
Oh, we have whole heaps of ideas. So.
Yeah, you guys should do a full set, like a full thing. Like a live stream concert or something. I don't know.
We've got some really cool ideas with some really cool people.
Hell yeah.
Propose such ideas.
Hell yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Good shit. Well, when the time comes that you can talk about those ideas, let's get you back over here. Maybe talk about that. And definitely when your album's coming out, I want to just do a check-in too. So
yes.
Let a trip through time be your constant stop for anything, promotional or anything for yourself.
I'd love to get like a full like proper Samso episode, because Samso's a duo. Like
no, for sure. Actually, but that being said, you and Keith for sure. I'd love to have on. Yeah,
and he's been doing a really good job with that. Like he's been like having more creative input, which is exactly what I want. And
I thought the same thing, but I wanted to, because when you and I had first talked, it was like you could do the both of you, and I was like, I think I'm still new, and I'm just ready to still keep it pretty less related, and then talk to you alone, and then like as I not only have met you a little bit before, and then get better at this, and then can be more professionally ready to talk to the two of you specifically on that. I definitely want to. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, we'll make it happen, dude, for sure.
All right, while we're on the topic of music, what's your favorite key?
If I'm playing
or a handful of them, or if you're just gonna pick up if let's say a band, you get lucky enough to get invited on stage, like you want to jam, what do you want to play in? What do you say?
Gotta do a B minor jam.
That's my favorite fucking key.
No way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So here's why it's my favorite. On guitar, you can do a lot of like really cool, like trippy open string usage. Like it just works out that way, kind of. You can just kind of get more cosmic with it a little bit.
Well, I like that the positions, right? So you get the low E 7th fret, and then you get the A 2nd fret, and then you can go down to the 14th fret down there. I just like the position. I feel comfortable all around.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's my whole thing right there. So.
And my favorite Fish jam is a B minor jam. Actually, the first time I played Cervantes here in Denver, opened for my homie Mark Cooley Shoes Roswell, who's super sick, super talented. Definitely check him out as well. I had, because See It Through, that's in B minor as well. So I had it set up to where See It Through, like I would segue into like a cover of this Fish jam and segue into Endless Ambivalence, because that's also in B minor.
Oh, sick.
And I've never done anything like that since.
Oh, yeah.
It's too good to do like every time, but that was a special moment. That was really cool. It was cool that I was able to kind of make that happen.
All right, so we have a little fun question here. All right, you're recording a big album. All right, you're a touring artist, playing amongst big names in the industry. You're recording a big album. Take us through where that would be your dream scenario: location, time of year, studio engineers, sit-ins, features.
So off the bat for this one, I want to work with like someone I've worked with before and who I could trust, who like really understands what I'm going for. And like over like Rick Rubin, like any of these like super famous guys, it would be really cool to work with them. But like I'd rather, like, I love doing fun things with my friends. Like that's what it's all about. And I got to go with my buddy Sean Klendering in Chicago. He's mixed and mastered a few of my tracks. Lisboa, Try to Love Again, All Figured Out. Is there more? There might be more. Well, he's going to do a lot more.
Yeah, sure.
Either way. But yeah, he I can't remember how we met. He like randomly, he's my, okay. You know Charlie Char?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's his friend. And he kind of like hit me up out of the blue. And we like got on the phone, just had a conversation, just seeing like, you know, what we could help each other with, basically. And he really like, he understood like my influences I was bringing up. Like I was bringing up obscure like trip hop, like Boozoo, Bajou, and some like crazy metal bands like Botch and things like that. But he knew like what I was talking about. And I was really impressed with that. And he just like, he just gets like what I'm going for with my project. And he knows like the exact like ear candy, and like, cause he's got like crazy like analog gear and all that. He's a full like studio, and that's not something like I have access to. And that's like, it's not apparent to like create that effect at first. For me, I can get close with Ableton, but it's not like the same thing. So I definitely want to work with him and in Chicago at his studio for that. Yeah.
So, okay, if you could bring anyone anywhere, like all equipment is there, are you like, you know, I don't know, maybe like you're on an island somewhere, like just full.
Oh yeah. I mean, I I love like
also, you know, cultural influence of music and sound and just everything, you know?
Dude, yeah, I think I'd go to like Lisbon and honestly, Portugal's awesome. One of my favorite places I've ever been. We didn't go to the beach there. I forget what area that's called. But yeah, just like run the spot there and have a great time. Like that would be awesome.
Cause yeah, when I think, you know, the way when I was thinking this question, I was like, yeah, cause I'm very dream big.
Yeah.
So, you know, I always think like, ah, man, if I was this or that, what would I do? Cause if you think about it, you're gonna do something huge, right? You want all the vibes. I mean, maybe you want your family there, and like, you know, just all expenses paid. You got good food, good vibes. You got a fucking your studio area. Your people are hanging out there. I kind of think about all that shit. So I don't know.
Yeah, or like I think Grizz did this too. Like in Thailand, I've never been there, but that would be pretty sick too.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean,
somewhere some baseline, like somewhere tropical. Like,
yeah,
like I'm a warm weather person.
Yeah. But then again, someone may be. I want to be in the streets of fucking, you know, New York City or like, you know, whatever. Or you could be various locations, kind of like how Pretty Lights did Color Map. You know, I think it was New Orleans and Denver and Brooklyn. So I don't know.
Yeah, I misunderstood that. If money wasn't an issue.
Like, yeah. I guess I should have laid
Sean, like we're gonna move the whole studio to
for
like,
sure
the beach in Portugal or something like that. I'm sure he.
It's cool. I mean, I love random music documentaries and stuff like that. I think like just seeing that side of music is really cool. Like,
yeah, the Color Map documentary is awesome.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the Muscle Shoals documentary?
I don't think so.
You should check it out. There's this small city or town in northern Alabama. And
I know that's where Boombox is from. Do you like Boombox?
Yep. Yeah, I love Boombox. Heart of Gold Records, the Godshaws, dude.
Yeah.
So fucking they're from there. Yeah. So there was this studio. And they were it's funny, like they're actually a bunch of like white grocery store kids, and they played their studio band. They played these funky records, and everybody wanted to come there. And there's actually some history about the area that the Native Americans there would always say that the river would sing to them. So it was just this like musical, spiritual place. And then so when the natives got taken out of their land, like they were so like devastated because the river sang to them. It was just like such a place. So hit records have been made in this place. I mean, I'm talking fucking Wilson Pickett, Land of a Thousand Snakes, Wild Horses by the fucking Rolling Stones. People travel to, telling you, bro. Yeah, I'm telling you. You gotta watch.
I wrote that down. Muscle Shoals.
Muscle Shoals. That's why. So Leonard Skinner's from Florida. They made Sweet Home Alabama at this studio or in this area. I think there was 2 studios because they started to make such hit records. There was like some people that like, so whatever. Either way, fucking hits on hits on hits made in this.
What's small. It on?
It was on Netflix, but you'll be able to find it. I mean, even if you have to, it's got to be on some streaming service. But again, I mean, and so everyone's going there thinking they're going to play with like, you know, these like this black studio band. Like, these are them. And yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So it's really cool, really interesting. But yeah, like just back to that point, I love just shit like that. Really,
I had no idea. No, thanks for. Yeah. All I knew is that Boombox was from there. I'm definitely going to check that out. I love that too.
I noticed you play, if I'm not mistaken, a Paul Reed Smith.
I do. Yeah. You want to see it?
Yeah. I love those guitars.
Grab it. I actually have 2.
That's awesome. Oh, those are fucking beautiful.
Dude, yeah. So this is my main one here, the Hollow Body 2.
That's fire.
Very light, which is like,
dude, they're so comfortable.
So comfortable.
And they got the double humbuckers, dude. I love the fucking I love the semi hollow body, and I love those like doves or birds on the fretboard, dude. It's fucking,
yeah, dude, the birds are awesome.
They're so fucking fresh, dude. Yeah.
I got this in like 29. It was 2019 or 2020, I think. Because Rick from Goose, this is what the Ed Peter used.
Yeah.
Like when they were starting out, they used the hollow body. I was like, damn, this is sick. Let me just put this down.
Yeah, you know, you're good. I mean, yeah, John Mayer started using those a lot. Now he's got his own one, but I know this guy I used to know back in the day. He was a big Humphreys fan, and I think someone in the band used that, or someone.
So many guys use PRS.
Yeah, No, they're beautiful guitars.
Keith Wadsworth, Wax Future 5 AM Trio. He's a PRS guy as well.
Oh yeah.
One of the metal bands we bonded over. They're called Between the Bears and Me. They rock PRSs, and I've had this for a while because of that band. So this is one of my metal guitars. I think it's in drop C right now. So I have 1, 2, 3, like 6 guitars, and they're all in a different tuning.
Gotcha. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
I love playing like different.
You can be versatile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you just did your little finger fret like thing. You got some fucking reach, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you, guitar.
Your pinkies are out like this. And for those that aren't watching, that's a big stretch. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah,
oh, fuck.
So this one has a really cool story. This is a BC Rich.
Oh yeah, is it a Washburn or some shit?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I randomly won this on an Instagram giveaway. Do you know who Random Rav is?
I don't.
He's a really talented artist, kind of like the chill emancipator like style.
Oh, okay, cool.
He was like giving away this guitar, and like my friend Grace tagged me in it. I was just like, yeah, like it'd be sick if I got this guitar, and I won somehow. So I went over to the studio. He gave it to me, hung out for a bit. And it's one really cool thing, like you would never guess from his music. Like so many of these guys are metalheads. It's like, that's so cool. He was in a metal band in like the early 2000s. And this is his like main guitar in it. So it has like really heavy strings. It's tuned to like drop B, which is even lower. So yeah, that's another fun little guitar, but yeah.
That's awesome. So I wanted to ask you, you said it on the Almost Familiar podcast. How did you get lined up with getting lessons from Rick from Goose? Like, how did that all come about?
Okay. So I found out about them like in 2019. Like this is like right like before they blew up. They were getting like some traction, but nowhere near as big as they are now. There's a video from 2018, a show they did, Pizza in the Park in Stamford, Connecticut.
Okay, because they're from Connecticut, right?
Exactly.
And they're from right by you, or?
They're from Wilton, which is 15 minutes.
Wow. Okay, cool.
On the road, yeah. So they did. I'm like, Stamford, Connecticut? Like what? Like that's where I grew up.
Yeah.
So I watched that video. I'm like, oh, this band is sick. I was like, okay, I have to see them. 2019 tour. They played at Cervantes, the other side, which I've played now too, which is like crazy to even like think about. But like tickets it was like 3 months out. Like my buddy Forrest Verena, who I mentioned before, like we're trying to find tickets for it. We're like, dude, like we've never been like this shut out of a show before. Like this is insane.
You're saying Goose at Cervantes?
The other side, yeah, not the big room. The other.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah, dude,
that's awesome.
Go back and let's listen to these shows if you ever have a chance.
Is it? They're all on Nugs, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which, Nugs is awesome, man. There's so many good.
I know. Man.
Eventually, I'd love to like put my music on Nugs. Like we could have like different because we mix it up. We have different versions.
Oh yeah, I know. I think you will be there, dude.
Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, that whole Colorado run is awesome. They did start off in Fort Collins at the Aggie where I went to school, and then Cervantes, and then I think Steamboat. So flash forward to the pandemic, 2020. Like no one's like playing shows. This is like. They're doing like the drive-in shows. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember hearing about them.
I never went to any either, but they were doing that for a bit. And then they had like there was some time off like before they did like their bingo tour, which was just like a stream like show, which was super cool. But there's this 3-month window. It was only like 3 months where Rick was like offering online guitar like Zoom lessons, and I was just like, I gotta like jump on this. He could only do it like for like weird times. Like I was working like at the time, so I had to make like a meeting for myself to like make time to go. It was like 9 a.m. Damn, this is early because those guys are in East Coast times. But yeah, had my lesson with him. Super chill guy. Like we got along.
Just an hour?
Yeah, hour. Yep. I never really like connected the dots with music theory, like how to like stay in key like with a song and like how like the fretboard is a pattern, like how everything connects. He explained it in such a simple way to me and showed me this resource, this website, which I'll send to you. It's like the key for all this. I just started like practicing like the different shapes of different scales. Like, okay, I'm in this key, and then looking up like backing tracks on YouTube and just jamming to that. And he really like unlocked that for me. Super cool.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's funny, like, I started playing. So I played trumpet for a year. I wish I stuck with that, but I was just like, this is like, I want to be in a band, like a rocking band and shit.
Yeah.
So I actually started playing bass, which is like, I think for anyone who ever is trying to learn, I think bass is just like, you can transition to guitar, but a lot of people get so intimidated by the guitar because you're using chords and multiple strings and stuff like that. Where the bass kind of gets the use of pressing down on frets and things like that. Yeah,
yeah,
nice. Is that a Carlo Rebelli?
It's an Ibanez.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the.
Like, I had one similar like shape and headstock and shit, but
it does. It's not the nicest bass, but it does the trick. I've been recording a lot of bass lines on my tracks more, so that's been super super fun to do.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Speaking of, if I were to jam with anyone, I'd be like, give me the bass. I like finding grooves. I'm not like, in terms of playing guitar, there's so many different elements to it, and I'm not very like versatile and just like skill level of like doing all different stuff. But whatever, like. And then, so I got into playing guitar, and then like I kind of stopped a bit after in high school and stuff. But when I picked it back up in my young 20s, I remember I had taken some guitar class in high school. And then when I picked it back up, I really liked how the blues scale. So I knew the scales. I just never put them in to be like, okay, let me learn them enough to where I can like start mixing them around.
Where you can chain them all together. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I took a handful of lessons, and that's where the music theory started to click for me. And it really is, as you're saying, like a pattern. It's basically finding keys and stuff, unless it's in some different tuning, is a process of elimination, because there's from 1 to 12, those notes start back over again. So it's just A through G with the flats and sharps. And once it really gets broken down, it's really hard for some people to understand. Like, one guy was asking me what the sense of a capo is. And I'm like, you're just cutting it off and playing.
Imagine a finger is just pressing down on it.
And like, it's, for instance, the 5th fret is A. And if you put that there and then you play the normal chords as you would at the top, it's the same shit. And then just octaves and all that stuff. And once it's broken up like that, it's like, holy fuck, it really isn't like, I don't know. Cause like backing tracks are a thing I do if I'm ever fucking around.
It's great, dude. It's such a good. There's this channel called Now You Shred. They have fire backing tracks.
Oh yeah,
I'll rip scales to that all day.
Oh, I do the same thing. Now You Shred. There's this guy Quiz Jam that put out a bunch of dope shit, and then I would just, even other like Pretty Light songs, I'll just fuck around with and shit too.
Yeah, because there's a website. It's called tunebat.com. My ear's pretty good, but I can't be like, okay, this song is in G minor.
Yeah, I have to like fiddle around and be like, oh, there it is. All right, cool.
Exactly. Either that, or I'll just look it up, like what keys make you feel, for example, F sharp minor. Okay, I'm gonna look up the F sharp minor scale and jam along to this. And I'll send you this the website that Rick shared.
Yeah,
it's great
for sure.
Yeah,
but and then then once you learn that, the positions of a like chord progressions are like for instance, the most famous 1-4-5 is the first, fourth, fifth notes of a scale, of the major scale, and it's just like you're just playing those scales of those. And so I mean, and it's like, it's cool that those transitional key changing ones are usually within the there's some that stick together and things like that. So
I've thought about like giving like formal lessons, like kind of like online. I feel like I'd be a good teacher. Everyone has like different ways of explaining it.
Well, dude, sometimes, not saying this about you, but I think this about myself, is that sometimes those that can't do teach type thing, where sometimes someone's too far advanced to where they just can't put it in a dumb it down or put in layman's terms.
That's key. You got to dumb it down. Yeah.
So for me, I think I can do that because I literally, like, I'm a visual learner. Like I'll grab the guitar and be like, for instance, The Sound of Music, they say do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Every note begins, or every scale begins and ends on the same note. So it brings you back. So if you're going to go do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And those are octaves. Ding.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you're just following that. And as long as like, if you're jamming, you kind of get lost. Okay, where am I? Here's my root note. Okay, we're back. Like, so it's.
Dude, I'm getting goosebumps from this overhead shot right now.
Yeah.
Dude, oh man. We're in that hotel, like right there across the street.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's funny. I fucking, Hammy had just seen himself on the stream, and we talked for so long that the show had ended, and then we were talking about the oscilloscope thing that they do, like that, and it was happening, and then the credits rolled at the end. It was perfect.
That's awesome.
Ethan saw himself getting sung to by Derek doing the Freebird. I mean, it was awesome. So yeah. So I always try to, either if we're doing an episode that people were at, or like for instance now you were here, and that's why I asked you, like, any preference on the show in the background.
But yeah, and like a big reason why I picked Dylan, like there's some cool lore that I could tell you about with this.
Yeah, no, let's get into it, man.
Long story short, Rick from Goose, one of his students, I could say that. That's really cool. They were playing Madison Square Garden. But yeah, Dylan, so my dad's birthday is the second weekend of August. And he's a big PL fan, like through me. Yeah, oh yeah. His background is like the city setup when just Derek is DJing, like 2012. Like that's his phone background.
Oh, no shit.
He hasn't changed that in like 5 years. I like said it. And he's just like, so big PL fan. So for his birthday, I'm like, okay, dude, like, and remember like 2023, like how much of a bloodbath for tickets? Like that was like, dude, oh my God. That was one.
I feel bad for any of the people trying to get in it. That was crazy, dude.
And the fact that I was able to do like all 6 Colorado shows, like that was insane, dude. Like what I had to do. Not only did I have to get tickets for myself, I'm like, okay, like I gotta get tickets for my dad. Like,
well, he went with you? No shit, dude.
Yeah, that's where I was going. It was my birthday gift to him. I'm like, dude, like I got you 2 Dylan tickets. Like, come on out. Like, let's go to these shows. I got the Friday one, made some crazy trades for that. But Saturday Dylan, people will remember Saturday Dylans were not moving. Someone tried like trading their car. I saw.
Are you kidding me?
Microwave, dude. The tickets were insane. Yeah.
Dude, real quick. I remember this was someone trolling, but they were just making fun. This was a while ago. But they were like, they put up like a dog. Like 2-year-old husky, 2-year-old husky or something, like potty trained, like, well, like good with other dogs. It's like, yo.
I can never do a trade.
I mean, yeah, obviously they got it.
But yeah, so my crazy
dude, you're not going. All right, just live with the fact you're not going. All right, fuck. All right, dude, I'm sorry.
No. That was just a wild time in PL history. I feel like. I'm like, okay, I gotta get like a Dylan Saturday. Like nothing's moving. I'm like, okay, like I have a crazy idea. An idea so crazy it might work. So I have a bunch of friends. They're travel nurses from Alabama. They moved here. They live here now. They moved to Colorado. They've been here for a few years. But I was going to be because at the time I was living right up the street from Broncos Stadium, which is where Taylor Swift was doing the Eras tour. So I was like, they're like, hey, like we have an extra ticket like in our group if you want to come with us for the Eras tour. I'm like, hell yeah, I do. Like, why not? Like, I've never been one of the girls. Like, let's do it. Like, I'll go to that show. But then I was like, oh shit, like I have to make a crazy trade for this Dylan Saturday ticket. So I made a post. I'm like, okay. Because, the Swifties, they're trying to get to that show. So I'm like, okay, like I will give you my spot, like for face value, like 200 something, not thousands or whatever, like everyone was paying. I'll give you my spot, like if you can give me a Dylan Saturday. And that like kind of popped off a bit. And my friend Catherine responded to the post saying that she'd be down to make the trade.
Wow.
And fun fact, Catherine's boyfriend is my friend Joe, who's Thought Process.
Oh, no shit.
Which is, kind of a small world thing there. But she was down to facilitate that trade with me. I'm like, hell yeah. Like, you can help me facilitate this birthday present. Like, that's amazing. So we had a party for them at our house before Taylor Swift. She went with them, like didn't know them at first, but they became friends and had a great time at the show. I was able to bring my dad to Dylan, the only trade that worked.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
I had to bring out the big guns. I haven't seen Taylor Swift, unfortunately, but I'm down, dude. She's
really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I got respect. I mean,
you have to respect that, dude. She's a superstar.
Yeah.
You have to respect like that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I respect all people in that position. I just, I mean, I guess my wife loves her. I
totally get it, dude. Like
it's just a lot, and I'm like, I just think in terms of if you're just I get it, great, very talented, commercial success, all that, props. But I just think in terms of a singer, there's a lot of other really good. I just think her range is kind of just sticks in the same pocket and it doesn't really go up or down. And I mean,
dude, I agree.
I just think everyone is like, oh my God, it's like, okay, yeah, she's really good. But,
I love I love the whole thing. Like, it just reminds me of Fish. They're just like Fish fans, but in a different dimension. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I agree. The fandom is something to respect because no matter what it is, us who are within a community like that, you gotta tip your cap to other fan bases that are like that, and no matter what it is, and who. Again, I shouldn't be here like this because people look at Pretty Lights and probably roll their eyes and think you're fucking crazy too. People I know in my life. So, yeah, whatever. So that's cool though. I mean, I almost thought you were going to go to it, and then I forgot that obviously we had an end of the story, which is getting your dad there. So that's really dope. So
yeah, so I was able to make that happen. I remember he said to me after the first night, he was like, I was already going in with like very high expectations, but that just like blew it all out of the water. And he's a big Dead fan too. The Shakedown Street closer, like that blew his mind. He didn't expect that.
Yeah.
So like I had a great time just watching his reaction to that. Like, yes.
Yeah, that's sick.
One of my younger cousins, Paul, was there too. It was just awesome. Like being with my family there and like all my like friends. I saw a lot of college friends there randomly, like my friend Matt. He was like right by us in the crowd. I'm like, dude, like what? Like, it's a small world. Yeah, it's awesome.
It's cool when you can have like someone close with you. I mean, especially if they share it. But I got to bring my cousin to Red Rocks. I only went to night 2, but he lives in Denver. And
nice.
we were able to get him there, and it was cool to hang out with him and stuff. It's even cooler when you have someone as tight as your immediate family that's a fan. So that's really sick. And
yeah, I'm so lucky with the relationship I have with my family. Like we're so like just down to earth with each other and transparent. Yeah. We've been through a lot together, and it's just cool that now that we're like Jane and I are grown up, that we're just chilling with them.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome.
That's great.
I remember when I was in high school, like we'd be driving up to Vermont to go ski. And like my dad would be playing like Fish on the radio. I'm like, this sucks, dude. Like,
I'm
no way. Norma Jean or like whatever, like just my metal shit. And it took me so long to be like, okay, like I kind of like this. Yeah, I was very resistant to it for years, so I totally get the Fish hate, and I understand.
I mean, I don't hate. I mean, I like it. It is a lot to get into.
It's a lot, dude. It's a lot.
But yeah, I mean, I saw him at the Sphere. It was pretty dope.
Oh, no way. When did you – what
night
day?
Night 1 of the Sphere.
Bro, I was there too.
No shit?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Only
cool.
night 1. That was it.
Yeah, me too. Only night 1 because I got married. We got back from Mexico Sunday, and then we left Wednesday to go to Vegas. Stayed there Wednesday night. Thursday, went to the show. Then Friday, drove out to Yosemite.
Where were you at? What section? Were you up top?
100s and like a tiny bit of obstructive view, but off to the right. And then I went back for Dead & Co. and we were 400 dead center. I'm going back.
I was up top. We were like 200, so I don't know what it's like up there.
It's tight. Up top was sick. I liked it much better than 100. I think 200 is probably ideal.
Because it was good because you could see the band. Like I like being able to see them.
That's what I did. That's my one downside about the Sphere is that like a couple things, but you're not a lot of the time. Depending on where you're at and stuff, you're not really watching the band. I mean, it's definitely a sick, awesome experience. I definitely left there with just like the recency bias of saying that, oh, that was the best venue ever, hands down. And then when I took a step back and thought about it and went back to Red Rocks for my first time in 10 years, I was like, yeah, no, I was a little quick to jump on that one. And then there's some elements of live shows that it takes away from, like, they're still, they don't let you kind of go. At a jam show, you can kind of go wherever you want in your section. The high and low, they're strict on it. Even if you go to 400, or you got a ticket here? No. So,
but the worst part about it, the $20 beers.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Although you do get a sick cup. I have a fucking Fish cup, and I have a couple of the Dead cups. But still,
that is true. You want to hear a fun fact though about the Sphere? So do you remember when you like first walked in and there's like super like ambient music playing?
Mm-hmm.
That was all just Trey live looping just on his guitar, and he recorded that for
like in the main big lobby areas. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
no, that's what's awesome and next level about it is like the lobby experience, which is crazy. Did you notice those like things on those screens that like if you took your phone out and filmed it, it had like these pinwheels going?
I didn't see that.
I'll have to send you a video, dude. Like, it's crazy. They had it for Dead & Co too, but like, it was, if you looked at it, it was just like a big, almost like the Silk LED screens or whatever that Pretty Lights uses, but just hanging, and it said like fish sphere, like dates and stuff like that. It had like a jellyfish.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
If you took your phone out, all these pinwheel wheels were going, and it had to be directly on it. Like, so if you're filming, I'll send you a video. It's fucking crazy. So it's just lots of crazy stuff like that. Yeah, dude. Funny story, actually. So me and my wife were going up. We just wanted to see what the 400 looked like. So we go up in the elevator, and this kid is in there, and he's wearing a Tweezer Twizzler shirt, and he's got this afro all up there, and like he's just walking, and he has a bag of Twizzlers. And then we get in there, and just like I said, the staff is kind of like strict on stuff. And then this guy's like doing the elevator. He's like, "What floor are you going?" And then the guy's like, and he's like, "What's your seat number?" And he goes, just starts laughing. Like his mouth literally, like, you know, when someone's about to start, and just started laughing. And we just start dying. We're like, he's with us. And then we go up there, and then he's like offering him a Twizzler. And then they're like, no. He's like, you won't get in trouble. I won't tell on you. And it was the funniest interaction ever. And like, he's
such a fun crowd, dude.
Dude, oh my God. This kid was too funny. Like, too funny. And then fucking, he just was like, I don't know. We just told him we just got married. He's like, "Oh, it's beautiful, man." It was just like the funniest interaction of like a funny.
Here's a Twizzler.
Yeah. And I just loved how the guy seriously, like, just, you know, serious person, and this dude, you know, obviously feeling it. This guy asked him a serious question. He just didn't know what to say, and just the mumble jumble, just hilarious.
I love that.
Fish. I love how funky they get. They get some really. I mean, it was sick. I will say, I was expecting more visuals.
Same, yeah.
It was very subtle. And then we left, and I'm fucking at our Airbnb by Yosemite. I'm looking, I'm like, dude, there was a fishbowl visual. Like, I feel like, you know how we got like the TVs were just running down the corners, and there was just the cars going over across. It was subtle. It was still cool, but I was like a little like.
They definitely like did more later on than that.
No. Yeah. So I was like, fuck.
It was cool being at the first show.
Oh, for sure. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely cool. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's crazy that I went to Vegas 3 times this year, and one was to see Fish of the Sphere, one was to see Dead & Co. the Sphere, and one was to see Pretty Lights.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, pretty
2
dope.
times for me, minus the Dead. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, I just wanted to ask, if you could live one musician's life, start to finish, alive or dead, who are you picking and why?
Dude, that's a really good question.
Do you want my answer if you want time to think about it?
Yeah. Let me.
Okay.
I want to think. I'm gonna get.
So my musician's still alive, but hear me out, okay? Because people are gonna think I'm crazy. Okay, so I should have teased it and see what you thought. I was gonna say it's a Grateful Dead band member, but who? Because most people would think Jerry Garcia. It's Bob Weir.
I knew
because
it. I was actually, that came to my mind too. I was thinking about saying that.
So here's my reason. Yeah. All right, you're a rock star at the age of 16. Mm-hmm. So you're the heartthrob of the band, but people think Jerry's getting all this attention. Usually the heartthrob is the most popular person. So to be that and be the youngest one and not be getting all that crazy shit, which, I mean, it was partially why Jerry it's exhausting. Like, he didn't want all that, like, especially after they like popped off in the 80s, it was like hard for him to even be out and about. So that, and then to this day, he's still playing music. He's got good health. I mean, the amount of, I think he's got to be in the top for a number of like shows played in his career. So I just think, again, to have lived a Grateful Dead lifestyle and then played in all these like spin-offs and stuff like that and just still be doing shit at the age that he is, I think he's lived the ultimate life.
I agree. And honestly, like, this might be a cop-out, but I'd probably say
it's cool. I mean, yeah. All right, well, I guess if we're going to say, let's go beyond that and say, let's each pick a different one.
Okay. I mean, David Gilmour would be.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Yeah.
That's a great answer, because like kind of same thing.
Kind of the same thing, but just like being a part of like the Dark Side of the Moon, like there's nothing like that album. Like,
and while we're back to it, funny little two things going on here. Time, aka Trip Through Time. B minor.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I love that. It's B minor, A major, G major, and then it goes that F sharp, dun and then E minor dump. Boom, no.
I never tried learning that song.
Here, let me get my guitar real quick. Hang on.
Oh yeah, break it out.
I mean, it's pretty simple, and like this is a backing track that I would do a lot. But yeah, so it's just. Sorry if it's a tiny bit out of tune, and then.
Oh yeah, dude, you're nailing it. That's it. You got the yeah. I'm sending you this resource, dude.
That's all,
dude. That sounded good. That sounded great, man. You got the chops.
Thank you. I'm
gonna send you what Rick told me about. That's gonna help.
Appreciate it. Yeah, no, what my thing is, I'm good on the minor scales. I just need to branch off and do more Dorian and shit like that. So
yeah, dude, this resource is gonna help you for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so David Gilmour, I think for me. Hang on. Fuck. Maybe Dr. John.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because I always try and think, all right, I don't want to live hot, fast, and die young. Obviously, that's iconic, but I like a life well lived. And
yeah. That's why we both said Bobby.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. 100%. So I just wanted to know. I've kind of this is a little little theme I got. Besides D, and you could go beyond the band. Who in the crew would you want to kick it with, and why, if you had the chance?
Dude, Menert, 100,000%. Yeah. There's no PL without Menert. I mean, I've briefly interacted with, I think everyone besides Chris Carnes. I had a funny interaction with him in the Jacksonville airport after Halloween at like 7:30 a.m. Like I was just exhausted. I see him like full incognito mode. Like no one knew who he was. No one would know who he was, but I recognized him immediately. He knew that I saw him. I was too tired to talk to him. He looked too tired.
Yeah.
We both kind of nodded at each other and just kept walking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they appreciate that, dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't. I always try and think of something good to say. If I can't, I just like a nod or just like, hey, man.
They're like, and a lot of people like forget this. They're all like people too.
Exactly.
Like, going to be treated like a normal person. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Gotta be down to earth. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I pick Menert for sure. He's super talented, dude. He plays like every instrument too. I remember before his mom passed, I was in the Menert family or Menert Mafia, whatever his Facebook group is. I made a joke saying like, oh, like he should like play a didgeridoo or like something like that. And his mom like responds to me. He's like, actually, like he has one. Like we have one at the house, and Michael like can play it. I was like, what? Like no way. So that was really cool.
How long ago was that?
This is 2023.
Because she passed away, didn't she?
She passed away during the Brooklyn Mirage. Yeah, so a few months before that. But he has the mind, like similar kind of mind that I have, like as far as like tastes and like with the trip hop, like you could hear it in like his early music and Taking Up Your Precious Time. He was he had a huge hand in that.
Yeah, as
well. So I just think he kind of gets it. And it's so cool that he was Mickey Hart's drum tech too.
Dude, I didn't so Ethan mentioned to me that he had helped him with drums in space and stuff like that. And then I remember seeing something like that a while ago, but I didn't know that he was his drum tech. That's pretty fucking sick.
I don't know if he was the actual like drum tech.
Whatever, he was helping out and shit.
He definitely helped him out.
That's sick.
Yeah. But yeah, either way, and I think that's like a testament to his talent as well. Like if you're working with people like that, like you've got good, Dude,
it is sick how like a lot of people in this Pretty Lights universe, like, dude, for instance, I'm sure you've watched Crossroads. The Eric Clapton guitar festivals and stuff like
that. Oh
yeah,
okay,
dude. Yeah. One time I was just watching one, and I just see Eric Benny Bloom and Ryan Zoidis playing with like a bunch of people on stage, just because, and like, you know, obviously it's a guitar festival, so they're not like oh, every musician, but like those guys are so integrated in the music industry that like those are like the people that you hit up. Hey, I need this and that. And I mean, especially with Jesus being like Dr. Dre's like sit-in bass player, and then, you know, Deitch has like a Grammy with Alicia Keys and stuff like that. And you know, I mean, the list goes on. You got Alvin, who plays with John Batiste and shit. I mean, and then Borum he's got to work with Kanye and shit. So it's really fucking sick.
These guys are insanely talented.
I know.
Like it's
so dope.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
I'll have more to say on Lettuce later. I'm gonna not say anything yet.
You're in the world of finance. Like, what is? I mean, it seems obviously that's like a demanding job and takes a lot of time. Like, what is? Are you more like music for fun, or if you can, would you like to do like if it were to work out for you, or like what is it for you?
So,
if you don't mind me asking,
no, that's a really good. I'm glad you asked that. That's a really good question. So in college, like, you know, I've always been a music fan. I knew I always wanted to do something with music, but I was also like realistic about it. Like I understood how the world changed. There's no more like, you know, it's really hard to make it as a musician, especially if you're starting out. You can't just like sign with a record label out of nowhere and they'll bankroll the whole thing. Like,
yeah.
It's a lot. It's like pure passion. Like that's the main thing. But I wanted that like extra like security as well. You know, I wanted to have like a good lifestyle and be able to, you know, hit like all these shows and all that, be able to afford all this gear. So I was like, I'm just going to, you know, business is a very applicable degree. Like I'm going to study that in college. You know, music's always going to be like fun. And if it ever becomes something huge, like we're going to roll with that. But I think approaching it like that kind of like with that safety lens has been like really important for me and eliminated a lot of stress.
Your eggs aren't all in one basket, and you're
exactly. Because if I was doing all music, like only music, I'd be so stressed out. Probably
for sure. Yeah, and I mean, obviously, it's cool that you're doing music, but you're also enjoying yourself.
It's all about the balance.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah,
you gotta do a little bit of everything, and I feel like that's been at least my key to happiness, to life, whatever you want to say. Just being well rounded and just kind of doing it all. But yes, it can get very hard. It's a very demanding job at times. And you know, Keith, he's not in finance, but he's an electrical engineer. His job's very demanding too.
Yeah.
So we're both like, there's times where we're back home from work. We're like, dude, like today sucked, dude. Like, I don't know if we could do music today, man. Like,
well, you know, another thing that I just thought of is like, it's really it's nice that you're on the same page as somebody that you're working with. It's nice that you live together, because part of it, I mean, fuck, dude, this day and age is just like trying to find the time with people, you know. I mean,
it's been a battle, like ever since I first met him, like going back and forth with apartments and stuff. Like it was so hard to do anything like coherently.
It's cool that you got that, you know, your state of mind is good and comfortable, and like I think that's probably better for a creative side too, where there's not a whole lot of pressure, and you're like, all right, I'm not, you know, obviously I love this, but I'm not going to stress out too much about it to where it's like, if I don't do this right, then all this is A, B, and C is going to happen. So yeah, I'm genuinely happy for you, dude. So yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. It could definitely be like a lot better of a balance. Like work's been just super crazy recently as we've both gotten a little more important at our jobs, but I think like eventually, like what would be cool, and Keith and I have talked about this a little bit, like if we like, or I should say when, not if, you know, just because you have to be optimistic, but when we get, you know, bigger and all that, start making some actual money from this, still have that balance, but maybe like scale back to like a part-time job, something not as like demanding as like what we currently do. So we could like churn out music a lot more efficiently. And, you know, not have to worry about that. That would be the dream ultimately. I don't think I'd ever want to do music full-time unless I was headlining like Bonnaroo and shit like that.
I mean, it's cool that Yeah, like sometimes people, like especially when I was younger and stuff, everyone thinks like you have to make it in that small window of being young, and like especially to the music we're fans
That's
of. It's not,
bullshit. Yeah, there's no
yeah,
time limit on it.
exactly.
Yep.
I mean, look at all these people.
And my parents both understand that too. Like they're so supportive of whatever I do. It's awesome.
So I got this special guest segment. All right.
Okay.
Sam Ackels joins this PL stage, dude. And just like Dom Lally this year at Red Rocks, you do a 3-song sequence. Run us through those 3 songs and paint the picture of how you'd like them to like lay the landscape of the song and how you'd like to put your touch on it, if you know, or however you want to get into it. So
yeah, no, this is a great question. Right off the bat, it's like Derek's like announcing me or whatever. We're gonna tease Sam, so we're not gonna play it. We're just gonna tease it, make everyone think that, because everyone thinks like that's my favorite song, Sam. So it's not. It's really good, but it's not my favorite song. I think that would be just a fun little bit to do, just like tease that and just not do it. But one thing I like doing for my own shows as well, I'm gonna start off with some dub. Let's do actually the St. Augie Night 3 style. Let's get into a dub jam like right off the bat, like get warmed up, like get a little cosmic with that. I can do my cool effects, and I feel like we could have a really sick jam. And then after that, I'd love to do Witness Break. I'd love to play that with them.
I love
so much
that
fun to jam over. There's wah. I love using the wah pedal. It's like
shit. You might be on stage for like 45 minutes just between those.
Oh yeah.
Which I would love. I would love that.
And I try and push them like to jam it out too. Like, we're gonna keep jamming. We're not gonna stop this jam. Let's see how far we can go.
Mm-hmm.
Then Derek will like cut me off or like what? And then I think like the last song, like only like it's not fun like to play over like bangers, like more important than like I don't know like conceptually.
No, I'm with you. I wouldn't even that song's just for like you know.
And I'm not like a showboat player. Like I won't step out to the front and rip like a bluesy solo. Like that's not my style. I'm more of like, we're going to let the groove shine through.
Sure.
I'm just going to blend into the background. I'm thinking like maybe like Shining Bright Despite the Plight.
Yeah.
Or I think it'd be really fun to jam with them over the Don't Worry flip. That Massive Attack. That's awesome. I love that flip. Yeah.
So I don't know. I was like thinking we're still a PL podcast, but I just, given you're a musician, I thought that'd be really,
that was a really, really great question.
Yeah. I actually love Exodus. I think it's gotta be my favorite remix song. Like, it's definitely up there for sure. And I don't know. I think, for you, if I were to put one little thing on there, they do that laser box into Exodus, you know?
Wait, what do you mean laser? Wait,
that's from one of their old tracks. I sent that to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say I forgot to touch on this. I even have this in my notes. I missed it completely. But Exodus, but make it like the Telly 2015 version.
That's what I was saying. It's
yeah.
That was the sickest.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. One thing about music, when it hits you, feel no pain. I mean, it was. Oh, that was just fucking great. So
I go back if I could go back in time to a show.
That was my favorite. You know, I actually have said this before. Obviously, Red Rocks 14 is one up there. I mean, it's everyone goes to that, but I just think Telluride 15 was really something special because it was after that Krasno and Carnes had kind of had their experience with playing with that whole group of members, and they just really fucking got into some dope shit. I mean, oh man, it was so sick. I love Carnes with PL.
He's so good at listening to them.
Yeah,
he's a master at that. He could play, like, he should be in every band.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Like, one of the first times I saw SCS9 was out here in Denver, 2019. They did, like, the improv night to start it out, and Chris Carnes, like, came out and played, like, 80% of their set, and I was just like, hell yes. Like I was with Pretty Lights, and Pretty Lights is gone, but he's here. Like, this is close. Yeah.
All right. We're going to do another segment here. PL songs that need a fucking rinse. All right. We got a fuck ton. This is I know for myself, I know for you as well. Some of my favorite songs for Pretty Lights is just these unreleased ones. So, or just the deep tracks. So
You want to? How should we do? Should we trade back and forth?
Yeah, I was thinking that. You name one, I'll name one. We'll see if we had it for each other as well. So, all right, kick us off,
I mentioned this way earlier in the episode. The World of Illusion doesn't get enough love. We've got to play that a bit more, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, oh, that'll come up later because which is fun to do this because there's so many out there that sometimes they get overlooked, and especially for me, if it's an album song, sometimes I may not necessarily like think about it as much as like some of these other ones that
totally.
So yeah, that's a good one. All right, I've said it before. I just got to start because this is my number one chaser. But Don't Take My Sunshine. We fucking need it.
Dude, yeah.
And speaking of Dylan, who if I turn the volume up, they could very well even be playing this song right now. So, but yeah. I know it was second set. I think the second song.
That bass line is so hot too.
Yeah.
I love that. But dude, the cool thing, real quick, the cool thing about the Dylan version, I think like this is like one of the like singular best like moments of any PL song. It's the last like bit of Let the World Hurry By, like that ending jam.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so damn cool. And they jammed that out at Dylan.
So when Let the World into
My Sunshine. Yeah. So that was like, that's why I wanted to pick. I wanted you to put on this.
So they opened up that second set with that, and it's funny. My personal Instagram name is Benny Badu, but it all came from the Gorge because we saw them play it there, and so that satellite noise that comes in later, it's like woo woo. I don't know. So me and my friends that whole next night we kept going. Like saying, what was that? And we're like, what? We kept doing it all the next day.
There's spaceships out there, man.
Yeah. And then it turned into wadu to badu, like kind of how you do like a song melody. Like,
no way. That's
like,
where
badu.
Awesome.
So it turned into that. And we have this Pretty Lights fantasy football league. So like my buddy Sip, who helps me do this, his name is Solar Sipper. So we always tried to do like song names with it. And then this kid I know, his name's Clay, but we always called him Clayser Shark. And then his name was New Moon, Same Shark.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
And then my buddy Sip's younger brother, his name was he goes by, so South Park Mintberry Crunch or whatever. It was like when they all had their like Mysterion and all the fucking superheroes.
Yeah.
So I think Butters was Mintberry Crunch or something. I forget who it was, but then he used to go by Mintberry, so then he was Salo Minte. So it was just funny. So yeah, that kind of turned into like my like I don't know my Instagram names. Some of my friends call me Badu and shit like that. But so when they were playing that at Dylan, I got texts from like 3 different people like they're playing Badu. So yeah, that's definitely they didn't play it this tour. They haven't played it since Philly. They only played at Dylan and Philly last tour. So that's definitely up there for me.
We gotta put that in the request lines for sure.
Yeah, 100p. I mean, it was on everyone for me, but that's my top of my list. So, all right, next for you.
Well, that was mine as well. So I'll go to the next one. Drift Away. I don't think that gets enough love.
Yeah, although they did do some. I mean, I guess they haven't. They kind of like mixed it in with a lot. They do the stronger Drift Away and.
I'm more like OG. Like
yeah. I know. That's what I was saying. To your point. I also love the lyrics in that, like, close your weary eyes and drift away. It's all right. And yeah.
If I'm ever like stressed or whatever, like that's definitely a song I'll put on.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah. It's great.
One of my personal favorites from that EP. I know everyone loves like So Much in the Dark, Still Night.
Yeah.
All that, but Shining Bright and Drift Away are my favorites.
Yeah. Those are like more, the other ones are just so like outer spacey and trippy, and then those ones are a little more dialed back, but still beautiful. I remember there was these Drift Away pins, and they were like these dangler stream catchers. They were pretty sick back in the day. Yeah. It was like 3 pieces, and it was pretty cool, or like feathers hanging on them and shit. It was pretty nice. Okay, so then I got Hindsight, aka Make It to the Top. This was like that one.
That's the old one.
Yeah, so it was an old one with Michael and Derek, but then they did some of these like promos for like the 2017 tour, and they used that like it's on one of the USB things, I believe, but it's just like this real hip hoppy dope like boom boom ba dun dun dun.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
really sick. Yeah, I don't know, just another fucking.
I saw people talking about that on Facebook the other day. Nice. So I think we could have people like backing us up on that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, this is like I said, next tour, we're campaigning for a lot of.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So. All right, what do you got?
I'll kind of go off on what you said a little bit. Reunion, one of my favorites. USB 2.0.
Okay, yeah.
Higher rarity, dude.
Yeah,
I love that one.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of these, they're a little more like simplified. So I feel like there's so much room. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's like going into an empty apartment. Like you have the skeleton of this thing, but you could just fucking fuck it up in so many ways. So
yeah,
or they could keep it simple and let it breathe. But I just mean that you have so many avenues to explore within that. So
exactly, I agree.
Yeah. Or teasing, those are like when they tease stepping out with inside butterfly. Those little subtle things are really cool. Obviously, I prefer them to fully go on these, but in any way we can get them, we'll take them. So, all right, I got Came From Nothing. The things just ain't the same.
What is that from? I'm blanking on.
They played it in San Francisco night one. So I don't know if you're there. They're. I mean, I could go pretty nice real quick and search. I think they might have played it. Let me see. Came From Nothing.
Is this a USB?
Nope. I don't know where it came from, but so they played it San Francisco. Okay, they played it Philly, San Francisco, and then anything else they played it at Jam Cruise. I think Jam Cruise was the first time they did it. Here, I'll play it for you a little bit.
Dude, I think I missed this one somehow. This is good.
I think it drops here. The heater.
Great call. I completely missed this one.
Yeah. I got to get to this drop real quick for the people. Oh, these keys. I think it comes here. Came from nothing. You could claim that I came from nothing.
Woo! What is this? Like, what did this get released on? Is this like PL rarities or like?
It's just an unreleased. Like,
I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah, dude, murder. Yeah, it's first play. I think if I'm not mistaken, Jam Cruise first played, then Philly and San Francisco last year. So yeah, banger.
Damn, I'm gonna have to add that to my list.
Yeah. All right,
that's fire, dude.
Yeah, what do you got next?
This one didn't get any love at all yet. Some days, every day.
Dude, my buddy have they not played that at all since when is the last one? Do you know?
I think I was looking at some set lists from like 2013, 2014, one-off shows here and there. Played it, but nothing in recent time.
Last time, wow, San Diego, Soma. Wow, dude. That's
2 years before you were there.
Yeah, it's 2016, dude. That's fucking a trip. Wow. Because they played last time they did Pop Quiz and you got it in Minneapolis was also in San Diego. It's
my favorite run of
which is in Point Loma.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Come back. I hope they go back there. That'd be sick.
That'd be sick. I do have 3. I want to do a whole thing diving into each of these venues, but there's 3 sick ones. I mean, there's one that's gorgeous. It's on the San Diego Bay. It's like beautiful. It's new too. It's called the Rady Shell at Jacobs Park. Otherwise, I've seen Goose twice and Billy Strings at this other one. It's like it's a mini Red Rocks. It's been a venue since 1941. But that's dope. And then there's this other new one too. So here's mine. You Have a Gift.
Oh, yes.
I love the message in that one. If you only believe, fucking great song. Another like new one from that 2017 run. Just a good one. And they didn't play it this tour.
I'm gonna expand on what you said there. You Have a Gift into expanding perspectives, like the Gorge.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, we need the whole thing.
I know. Yeah. It's actually, I knew they played it and I'm pretty sure it is like sandwiched in one song. It's either that or it's, maybe my other song that I have next, but I'll let you go first.
Okay. Let's see. Stepping Out, just because we were teased.
Yeah.
Times, like, come on.
A lot of, if we're speaking for the masses, we need Stepping Out. I know Lance loves that song. I know
my friend Chelsea.
Hammy T was wanting that. That's his number one chaser now. So yes, we need Stepping Out. Then to go off that, I got Is There Any Love, and that was also at the Gorge. So I thought you were at the Gorge for some reason.
I wish.
Yeah. Okay.
I wish. No.
But it was honestly, I know there's mixed reviews about the Derek freestyles. I like them when they're really good, and when if it's
dope to all my waiters.
Huh?
Yes.
Dude. That was his best. I think his cleanest, best freestyle. It sounded so good. Like it was.
I love that line too.
Yeah, and he's like, I just really like the flow in the beginning. He's like, I might just do something I really like, or something. You know, it was I get it when I can. I like to fucking get it without a plan. I'd like to tattoo myself to know who I am, and I still don't give a damn. And yeah, it was just nice, dude. Like just like,
and you could tell it was just off the dome too.
Oh, for sure. That one again, like I said, that was so clean, so good, and I just really liked the like slow build up thing, and there was like some organ keys going like
Chris Carnes too with those.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was
Rocks Night too. It was the second song played
for 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
that's when I was like, okay, like this show's sick.
Probably the last time it was played, if I'm not mistaken. I mean,
I think you're right. Yeah, it hasn't been played the past 2 years.
Okay, what do you got next?
Sunday's Child. I know I
talked
about that before.
Yeah,
but
you nabbed that off me for sure.
Yeah, just getting back to like the organic jams, like get Borm on the roads, like Derek on the bass.
Yep, I love Derek on the bass. He needs to do that more often, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
I also like that Vibe Vendetta. Dude, I feel like they don't play Vibe Vendetta, but they tease Vibe Vendetta a lot.
I think that they played it Mission Night 3. I remember that.
No, they did. Oh, I just know they have it in this Sunday's Child, which is sick. So, yeah, I really like that on there.
Oh, yeah.
And again, thank you for reminding me. So, okay.
Yeah, never forget.
I got People Drifting.
Oh, that was my next one too.
So sick, dude. And yeah, Warfield and Dylan. I mean, yeah, this
is one I completely forgot about.
Again, painting a picture in my mind, that's like just a cruising song, you know?
Yeah.
And almost like, because some of this has those outer space element, I almost think like spaceship cruising, but like imagine you're in like, you know, like Star Wars. You seen Star Wars?
Of course.
You know how Coruscant is?
Yeah.
They're cruising. They're not in space, but it's like Street Riders.
Yeah.
I just think like fucking whipping through the city.
That Coruscant.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, my mind paints pictures, dude.
That's really good. That's really important for cruising, in my opinion.
I mean, my mind can go a million places. I got fucking ADD up the ass.
Me too, brother.
Like, I'm someone who reads. I can't really read because if I read a book, I'll be reading, but my mind's thinking of something else. I'll get a page or two later. I'm like, I don't even know what I just read. I know I was like moving along, but something in the book, they said, oh, it was a Wednesday afternoon in the fall. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, I missed the fall in Chicago. The leaves changing, blah, blah, blah. Page 47. Where the fuck am I? You know?
Dude, that's why this episode is never going to end. You've met.
I know.
And we're gonna. Well, more on People Drifting real quick before I forget.
Yeah.
Like, I think like I don't register these songs happening in the moment because like at the show I'm like, oh, like this is just an old Corolla jam. You know?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
And I'm like, wait, like what the hell? Like,
yeah, I know exactly what you're saying there.
Was that you or me?
That was me. I picked People Drifting.
That was mine too. Okay.
Yeah.
This is just one of my favorites and kind of like the same mentality as Sunday's Child. Like, give me like a sick, like organic, like Les style, like jam, like Stay. One of my favorites.
Oh,
yeah,
that would be sick.
Yeah,
like Phyllis, the song Phyllis by Lettuce.
Yeah.
That dude, that was PL vibes when they dropped that track. I was just like, those were like the PL jam breaks from like Analog Future. I feel like they were kind of influenced on that. I don't know. I thought it was sick.
I'll have more to say on Lettuce later.
Yeah.
When you get to it. Yep, but.
All right, next I got Don't Be Surprised. Don't be surprised.
That's a good one. Dylan Night 1, right?
I believe so. I think I know, because I know I was listening to those two a lot, and I'm pretty sure. And it has that drop. It's like do, you know?
Isn't it speaking? Maybe I'm thinking of Speaking of Happiness.
No, yeah, I mean that's. I'll find it here. Let me get it real quick. They played it in Brooklyn. They played it at Red Rocks. I don't know if you were at that night.
Okay, yeah, I remember this.
Get to the vocal. I'm trying to find this vocal real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah.
I gotta wait for this drop.
I always get this confused with Speaking of Happiness. It's a similar sounding song to me.
Come on, drop.
Woo! Yeah, we need this one back.
Yeah, banger.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, so good.
All right, I got two more.
Okay.
Easy Way Out OG version.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That's one of the EPs get a lot of love, but I think of the EPs, that is on the lower end of plays for sure.
It's my favorite song off of that one. Everyone loves Total Fascination. You know.
And I mean, for me, my favorite on it's still Rockin', but Easy Way Out is really, I just love that intro.
That one like chord hit. Like,
yeah.
I love anything that's like mystical.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, you know, trippy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Partially, you know, it was the rap and it was also being young. And I think people know what I'm getting at here. So, you know, when you're in a certain state of mind, Pretty Lights is a vibe, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, that's where it was like, me and my friends were like, this is the perfect music. Like for
my lame take on that. I'm such like a music nerd. Like, just like, ooh, like that's a cool chord. Like,
yeah.
That's where I come, but it's like the same thing. But
yeah. No, I mean, hey, different perspectives are cool, and I mean, love. It's cool getting your perspective on things because sometimes people don't have as much of an articulation to any part of a song, whether it, you know, so it's just cool. And you know, you don't have to have a musical background to have that, but you know, through doing this, I've just noticed. You know, everyone has their own take and way to describe it, so which is so cool to have different people on and just dive into, you know, all this stuff. So, okay, so you said you had two more, so you have one more after that.
Correct.
All right, I'll cut it down because I had a couple more, but all right, let me.
You just shoot them off if you want.
All right, yeah, let's just do that. So I'll do the rest of mine, and I'll let you close with yours. How about that? All right. So I got With a Little Love.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's another. I feel like I found a collective group of Soundship Space System tour songs that had not been played this round.
That's one that I always thought was a jam, like coming out of the song before. So I never like identified it. Yeah, but I agree.
And that one, it's funny. I actually messaged I didn't know about Almost Familiar Pod before last tour, and I saw it, I'm like, oh shit, there's a pod out here. So I was listening to all episodes, and I actually messaged Wes. And I was like, I think it was him. I don't know. But I was talking to him on there, like about songs I was hoping to hear in San Francisco. And I was thinking, I just know Journeys from San Francisco. And I always thought, because like, when the lights go down in the city. And I just thought that would be, if Pretty Lights incorporated that. Because they like, you know, all the lights, like all these like light songs and shit. And I didn't even realize it, but they subtly sample that. And it's like in that song, With a Little Love. And it's like, in my city. Yeah, just when you do, let me know. It's subtle. But again, sometimes you don't notice these things at the shows or whatever. And I was like, oh, shit. So, yeah. So I got that. And then, okay, so this is where it kind of goes off a little bit. Summertime. They haven't played that since last year, but the summer is going to need it. And for instance, there's that King Tubby Sunny Dub or whatever it is, and Brooklyn Night 2.
OG dub reggae, King Tubby, Scientist, Augustus Pablo. Like, that's what I grew up listening to somehow.
So that's why I was like, I had to throw that in there because I you know, it's funny. This is the first time we met, but I've already kind of gotten a vibe for what, you know, tickles your fancy here. So
yeah, no, you've been on point with that.
Oh yeah. And then, all right, so here's another one. Aiming at Your Head, but hear me out, with the keys and break and bass jams.
Yeah, I've noticed that. That's been gone.
Because they haven't done it since Chicago, and I actually love the San Francisco pay-per-view one, and Brian Coogan was really ripping it up and doing some sick shit. But like that jam after is really sick, and like same thing with that one. And Derek picks up the bass, and it's just it's a sick fucking like, to play the song and then go into that. It just really is fucking has a lot of room to breathe, and it's nice.
That's a good call. I like that. I've noticed the same. Yeah.
And then I got Invisible Man, Chris Karn's song, and you heard that at Halloween.
Yeah. So, dude, let me talk about that Hula set real quick. So that was my first like big festival, like PL.
It's a great one to be at.
Because I've never seen, I hadn't seen them on like a system like that big with that many people there. In like it being like one of my favorite festivals that we talked about before, like Halloween's just such an awesome time.
Mm-hmm.
And like Halloween, like everyone's in costume, like they're like Jedi wizards, which is so funny.
Yeah,
like so on brand. Like you're just like, fuck it, dude, we're just gonna be Jedi wizards.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's perfect for them. Yeah. But yeah, that set blew me away. Like, and the Ghost Town flip.
Yeah,
I remember sick. Like that blew my mind because the week before, it like came on like shuffle randomly. I'm like, it'd be really cool if I flipped this song. And then like next week at Hula, I'm like, oh shit, like they did it. Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That was a special time.
So I really think Pretty Lights got inspired by Cheese because, dude, they do a theme set every year at Hula.
Yeah.
And it's funny, dude, because when I went in 2019, the theme was 90s.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, yeah, you were there? Okay, so, dude, and then fast forward, Pretty Lights plays, in 23 there, and then next Halloween, they have a fucking themed show.
That's a good observation,
dude. Yeah. And then it was 90s for one of the nights, or not, 98 or whatever. So, and I just thought, don't get me wrong, I like if I'm gonna die tomorrow and my last Pretty Light set I could have, it's not anywhere near what they did that night too, but it was still cool to be a part of and see. And I'm really excited if they continue to do that in the future, like because again, that was like a once in a time thing. They're never gonna do 96 rave theme again. So like. They could do so much different shit, and it's going to be really fun and cool to see. And I mean, I would really be interested to see if they dial it back to like 70s or 60s or whatever. I just think, cool. To speak again, there's a million things you can say about Derek and what Pretty Lights does and how they can go beyond. But that was another nice, refreshing, cool concept that they did that I really, really enjoyed, and I'm like I said, really excited to see come back. Yeah,
agreed.
Okay, I got one more. Welcome to the Machine.
Oh, yeah.
Before we go to your last one. So, again, I mean, Pink Floyd and Pretty Lights, I mean, it's cool that they have the Blue Skies thing going on, too. And they actually sampled Shine On You Crazy Diamond at New Year's. But more Pink Floyd, Pretty Lights, we'll take it all.
Yeah, so, agreed. I know.
If I can be a little greedy, I would say give us... more from Wish You Were Here and Animals, because those are my...
Ooh, Animals
hits.
Yeah.
Hits. Fucking all the, sheep, dogs, and pigs, 3 different ones. Those are fucking bangers.
There's a lot of things to work with in there, too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. All right.
So my last one, shout out to Bethel, night 1. I think this happened. A Million Tomorrows, but not the mashup, just the original version played out.
I mean, sometimes... I'm cool with it, but when you hear Hot Like Dimes and A Million Tomorrows is coming, I'm fine with let's take a seat from that for a while and go to this.
One that messes with me is Charlie pokes fun at me for this one. Anytime, like the Love You Left Behind.
Oh, yeah.
Like that one always, I'm like, which one is it? Like, just confuses me.
Oh, I know. It's funny because they called it on the set list Anytime in Vegas, and I always thought it was Love You Left Behind, but I think... because that night 1 was such a time theme, I think they were, because I thought it was Arc of Light as well. Like after Hampton, they called it Arc of Light, and then they called it Arc of Time in Vegas. But I think there was a time theme going on because they played like Time to Build a Home, they played The Time Has Come, they played Trip Through Time, they played like a whole bunch of that shit. So I think
nothing is a coincidence with this band. That's what I'm learning.
So is that all you got on that?
Yep, that was it.
We got a section songs that we wouldn't mind hanging up on the shelf for a good while. No offense, But, you know, if I'm being picky, I'm never going to be upset. But, you know, there are some ones where like, hey, let's put it on the shelf and then let's bring it back and it'll be a bust out. So I'll let you take it off.
So this one isn't on my list, but I thought about putting it on. But there's kind of a reason why. I Know the Truth.
Yeah, that's on there for me too.
I remember, what was it? Red Rocks Night 1 was at the Encore, I think.
Think so, yeah.
I was just like, oh, okay, like here it comes. I Know the Truth. But it was the donged out with the Taco Bell dong. Shout out to PD, dude. And then that sick, like, halftime, like, flip.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, redeemed the song. I want that more now. I'm like, I used to hate the song. Now I want it, like, every time.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you because actually same thing happened for me. And one reason I love Tahoe so much is because we didn't get Finally Moving. We didn't get I Can See Your Face. We didn't get, it was mainly like my dream set in general. Just my dream is just not like kick all the regulars out and hit us with some dope shit. So for me though, they closed with I Know the Truth and they like did that. It was going to drop and it went that like real, so wow, wow, wow. And it did that motherfucker, just real slow. And I was like, the whole crowd was going nuts. So I do like that they've done some different stuff with it. I would just say maybe play it in mid set. I don't know. It's always a ender. Like I just, you know, keep us on our toes a little bit.
Yeah, agreed.
But I do have that on my list too, just because it's like a, just, you know, maybe you overdid it on sushi and you want to not eat it for a little bit. I don't know. You know, it's not like you don't like it. It's good.
Yeah.
All right. So I have Understand Me Now. I might get some flack for this.
Oh, dude, that was my other one.
Okay. All right. We're on the same page. I don't know, dude. I just, that's kind of another thing. I felt like that was a set one closure often. And the B Cola thing started to just like, it was like, okay, after a while, I was like, all right, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's a beautiful song.
Yeah, I've noticed like almost every show, it's fairly like played out.
Yeah.
So that was my reasoning as well.
All right. What do you got next?
More important than Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I think like especially towards the end of this last tour, like it was just like every show. It was just like, come on.
Yeah. I don't have it on. It was sweet in Chicago, but yeah, I'm with you. It's definitely again, it's a common one. So yeah. All right, I got Finally Moving. I mean, just let's hang it up for a while. I mean, you know, we got so much shit. Just like let's put it to maybe once a tour, maybe end the tour with or I don't know. For instance, like Red Rocks was a fine time because the strings were out. That's cool. And I'm glad that's when they took a break from it until Minneapolis. Just again, it's a common one.
Well, one thing I really appreciated, Dylan Night 2, which is one of my personal favorite nights from these past two years. They opened with Finally Moving, which I thought was a bit of a curveball. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm with that.
And they transitioned to My Only Hope, which was really cool. And those two songs work really well together.
They do, yeah.
I was like, okay. So I didn't have Finally Moving on my list just because Taking Up Your Precious Time, I'm so biased.
Sure.
I love that album. I never, even Finally Moving, like I'll never get tired of that.
I guess to this point, if you're going to keep them, hit us at a different moment, which to go back to San Francisco night 2, they did it like in the middle of the first set. Yeah. So that was cool. I mean, you know, different and a nice refreshing time to hear it. So, all right. Now, did I say that? Are you up?
You said that. I'm up, but I have no more. I thought about putting like it's like Sun Spreads and some of the newer songs, but I understand why they're playing it more.
Yeah.
Like they're promoting like the new material, which
for sure.
I was like, I'm not gonna put those on, but I understand why they're playing it so much.
Okay. And then this one I might get some hate for it. I just again, it's cool. And one of which it's like it's a one song into another. It was nice. I know everyone wanted it for a while, but now it's just like, okay. But Up and Down I Go, and it's tricky.
Agreed.
You know, that was a big trend in 23, and then it was like, then I think Hampton got it, and then Bonnaroo, and I'm just like, all right, dude. You know, but I get it. Festival, it's that's gonna get the people going for sure.
I agree. I'm right there with you.
So yeah, we were gonna do. I figured Sam being a musician, and just thinking about, I don't know, just all these musicians that we've already touched on. It'd be really cool to build a super band. So take the 5 members and we're going to expand off that. So I don't know if you want to necessarily draft or if we want to build it together. I have like runner-ups for each section, and we can kind of narrow it down. But yeah, so we're going to do the current 5. We're going to go with bassist. We're going to do an additional keys player. We're going to do rhythm guitar, lead guitar, and then this flex area. These are just any or regular instruments. I kind of figured on this one. We could expand off of it, but I'll touch on that as we get to it. And then just some vocals and then maybe a rap artist just to sit it, not to go the whole time, but occasionally throw some shit in there. So that's the format. So what would you like to do? You want to build this together as one, or
let's do that? But let me just say my blanket thing about lettuce, because this kind of like covers. Like, this might be a cop out kind of answer, but like all in all, like if I could add like anything to the iteration of PL now, I would just have them like become lettuce. Essentially, like I missed out on the analog future band and all that. Like I'm craving for that. Like get Benny, get Zoidus.
Yeah. Okay. So that's to my point. The flex area kind of turned into that, which we'll go and like we can play with it a little bit. But yeah. So I mean, I started to realize I'm like, well, why the fuck wouldn't they have them on? So I guess we can just maybe say, okay, it's a given. We're gonna have the horns and then build off of that. But yeah, let's just see where we go
with lettuce. And you've mentioned this before. You could see it as well. Like there is a sort of synergy between lettuce and PL in a way, like with Phyllis and like Purple Cabbage. Like there's just so many lettuce songs with that like PL vibe that's like perfect. And they've worked. We know that they've collaborated together before. I think they're just like all of these musicians together. Like they're all friends. Like they'll all play in side bands like around town and everything like that. Like you want people that like really well and trust and that share your same taste. Like a lot of people might expect me like to say like Trey Anastasio as the guitarist. Like I don't necessarily think that would be a good idea at all.
No,
it's not the right fit for this. He doesn't understand the style.
Exactly. Plus Trey is like Trey's so his own. Like Trey's gonna run his project. He's not gonna step in with anyone else. It's like he's too much of a. Which is like one thing I thought about doing this. It's like we could technically go and pick the best musician here and there, but who's gonna fit?
Exactly. Yeah. So I think like just when you approach it with that perspective, like in terms of pure fit, like any of the lettuce guys, they understand the assignment. Like that would be incredible.
Yeah. So we're going to stick with that format, but what the fun we're going to have on it is obviously those are them. We can still talk about other musicians and think like, maybe it'd be fun if this guy stepped in or whatever. But yeah, so that's, so you can already kind of guess for the listeners, some of it, but it's still a cool conversation. Then other runner-ups and other possibilities are going to be thrown in there as well. So obviously we have the man, Derek Vincent Smith, running the show. We got Michael Menert, his longtime best friend, co-producer on his left. We got Chris Carnes chopping it up. So we got Alvin Ford Jr. on the kit. And then, of course, you got Borum Lee, the musical mastermind, on all the keys and synths. So moving forward, who do you got on bass?
Jesus.
I mean, yeah. Okay. If we're going, that's obvious. Outside of that, I would say Lana from Sound Tribe would be cool.
Okay. Yeah.
And then also these two might be too much to speak to the point we made about, who's going to overtake it. Yeah. Joe Dart is just, he's too much. I mean, he's a great bass player. He'd be a great sit-in, but if you're playing the whole show, and then Thundercat.
Oh, dude, Thundercat, he's malleable. He's a wizard. I think he could do some cool things with the PL.
So, to our point, like, let's just say these are just in case one is a family emergency, sick, on tour obligations. Maybe these are people we're calling, our agents and contracts are being written up for these.
I mean, hell, dude, like even just a Thundercat sit-in, that would be so sick.
It'd be sick. It'd be great.
That's a great call. I like that.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so we're going to lock in Jesus on bass. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So keys, in addition to Borum, who do you got?
Nigel Hall.
That is a good one. And he could do some singing too. So I think just in general, I mean, if we're being realistic, a Brian Coogan comeback would be pretty cool. I don't know what happened there. Obviously you could say Brandon Butler. And I mean, I like Brandon Butler. I think when he filled in, it was kind of like you could hear it. It was definitely a lot of the funky synth bass and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just think some of it was he came in mid tour, so it was kind of, you could tell that it was a little more raw and stuff. I got a couple others, but
no, I mean, like, as I said, like my answer is kind of a cop out. This whole question, just like make this band lettuce.
Yeah. You know who's also is good? That guy from Soul Live. I saw him play for Lettuce.
What's his name?
Neil Evans.
Yeah.
So he actually played at a Chicago Street Fest, Taste of Randolph, and I think Nigel Hall must have been doing something else. And then so he sat in, which was dope. But yeah, I don't know, just me being a fucking nerd. Jeff Chimenti would be fucking cool. He's and then Peter Anspach.
Yeah. He's a guitarist too, which is crazy.
Yeah,
like he just picked up the keys and just.
Yeah, and he seems like someone who kind of like Krasno could fit anywhere. So
yeah,
that'd be interesting.
And he rips the clav too. I like when he does that. Yeah, we love that.
All right, and then I don't know, rhythm guitar. I thought I don't even know if they'd use rhythm, so this might be, but. If I'm just talking rhythm guitar players, I mean, Sergio Simpson, I don't know if he fits with them. He's really good on the rhythm. If I could take Bob Weir in his prime, he's one of the best rhythm guitar players.
Of all time. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And then I don't know if this is necessarily rhythm, but I mean, this is just me being, again, reaching for unrealistic options, but Billy Strings being up there. I mean, he's a lead / but he could go all different ways. But I don't know if it's. I think he'd be a nice sit-in. I don't know if
he's a metalhead too.
Yeah.
Metal guys, man. I don't see guitar in like rhythm and lead.
No, I know you're right. I that was probably, now that I thought about it, I'm like, yeah.
No, I understand like why a lot of people see it like that, but
Oh, you're saying like they bounce back and forth, like
exactly, yeah. So for my answer, if you could guess, Shmeems from Lettuce.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, why didn't I even think of that? And then so for leads, I'm going, obviously it's got to be Krasno. For any outside, I was thinking Rick from Goose.
Yeah, I'd say Krasno, or not necessarily lead, just like another guitarist. Myself. I feel like I could do some wah shit. Like yeah, that'd be cool.
Dope. Yeah. Okay. And then we're gonna go into these flex positions.
I have a good one for this.
Go for it.
You first.
Okay. Do you want me to go off the realistic ones or my randoms?
Let's start fun. Let's start with the random.
Robert Randolph on the lap steel.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought that's like a different uncommon thing.
I like it.
Yeah. What do you got?
I think we need like a percussion player. I'm going to say, I don't know his name, the guy from the Trey Anastasio band. He's like an underwater like sea creature. He's got all these crazy like percussive instruments I've never seen before. And I think we could just add like a whole new sound palette.
Just kind of how a lot of jam bands have like two drummers.
Exactly. But like a full on like percussion player. Like
or like Cheese does that.
Yeah, exactly. That's like my first, when I saw Flex, that was like my first thought. Like we need like a percussion player.
Yeah. I mean, shit. If we obviously they both play kits, but what if we somehow got Deitch and Alvin Ford up there?
I think that would be like two. Just
no, I know. I'm saying that, they're both on the kit, obviously, but it would be in a perfect dreaming world. We would have the two of them up there side by side. So okay, but if we're being realistic, obviously, my thing is if we're in a 3 flex position thing, it would be the analog feature horns plus Ryan Zoidis. So you'd have trombone, trumpet, saxophone.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say too. Like those guys.
And if we're having fun, let's just say Scott Flynn had to go on tour with Odessa again. Trombone shorty.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
But shoot, and I totally forgot for keys. If we're going crazy New Orleans, John Batiste on the keys, plays with Alvin, knows trombone shorty. It could be a fun little New Orleans vibe
totally.
thing.
That's a good call.
Then just vocals, like backups and melodies. You could have a collective group of singers. Wondering what you would think for this.
Mine's good. All the session musicians who had a part in like Color Map and all that, get those guys on stage.
That's good.
Like, let's get them in the band. That's what I would go with. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess this is me being a little like, this obviously wouldn't happen. I was just thinking some like good female singers, but I don't know. I think Billie Eilish doing some background shit, just kind of like subtle stuff, could be really cool. Yeah. And then one of my old friends, haven't talked to her in a while, Haley Reinhart. You know who that is?
Sounds familiar.
She was on American Idol, but she's actually she does a really good version of like I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. She got a platinum for that, but it's been on commercials and shit. Yeah, she went to we're both same grade. She went to one high school in my district, but one over. Like me and my buddy were dating these girls from over there, so we kind of became friends with them. And she won an American Idol in like 2010. She got top 3.
That's crazy.
She's actually, if you're a fan of Bill Burr, she was on the show F is for Family, and she actually played Bill, the boy who represents Bill as a
no way.
Yeah. So, and she's an amazing singer. She does like this thing like postmodern jukebox, which is like they take modern songs and do like New Orleans styles of them.
Dude, that's so sick. Oh, just based on that, like she'd be a good fit.
Oh, she's a phenomenal singer, dude. She's got good soul. She's got like a little growl.
What's her last name? Haley
Reinhart, Reinhart.
Yeah, I'll have to check her out.
Yeah, she's really fucking good. And she actually played down here. My wife went to see her. I had COVID, so I couldn't go, but she got her backstage and shit. She's awesome. super cool, super nice girl. And then I don't know, you know who Maggie Rogers is?
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's great.
I don't know. So I'm thinking like some of these female I don't know. It would be a nice in general, or just some like really powerful soul singers would be really cool. For instance, Give Me Shelter by the Stones.
Yeah, of course.
You ever see that video of that woman? So she talks about like it's like 2 a.m. the Stones are recording and like get a call like they need like an American singer.
No, I never knew about that.
Dude, you got to check this out. So like she goes in there and she's like, all right, and she does it, and it's like, I'm gonna blow him out of this room. And she goes in the background, it's like rain murder, but she sings murder to the point of like her voice cracks, but it sounds so good, like murder. It's just a shot away. It's just a shot away. Rain murder. It's fucking. I'm telling you, I'll find it for you and send it to you. It's really cool. And again, back to what we were talking about before. I love that like behind the scenes like studio stuff. So she went in, did that. And she came in her like pajamas in the middle of the night. And then she's like, just this cool swagger and comments like, all right, I'm going to blow them out this room. And then they're like, that's it.
I'm sure there's a similar vibe with the Color Map sessions.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like those session musicians, like get them in. Yeah. That'd be sick.
So I think that does it. So basically to top it off, this is our Pretty Light Super Band. In addition to the 5 members, we got Jesus on bass. We got, who do we pick on keys?
I said,
let's go. We're doing it was just a fun conversation, realistically speaking. So we got Jesus, Nigel Hall, Eric Krasno on guitar. Then we got the Analog Future Horns plus Ryan Zoidis. Then we got, obviously, you're going to go back to all the stuff you pulled from Color Map. But again, it was fun to chop it up. And then, one more. If we're doing a rap artist to kind of come on and do a little stuff, did you have anyone in mind? Obviously, it wouldn't be like all the time. Maybe just here and there and just again, big super band.
It would be really fun, just because he's just insanely talented. Harry Mack.
Oh, that dude. Yeah, the freestyle guy. Yeah.
Yeah, like get him like freestyle, and that'd be fun.
That would actually be cool because he could freestyle and be like really quick with it and good. So that's actually a great call. Yeah. I was thinking, if I'm thinking like, I don't think he would fit. It's a totally different thing. I love J. Cole, but if I'm talking like someone who would, their sound and tone and style, Logic would be a nice addition. He does that song with Big Gigantic, and they actually sampled him on the Fill Your Eyes and Red Rocks Night 1, which was probably my favorite moment of that night. They do Solamente into Fill Your Eyes.
Oh yeah, that was magical.
That was fire.
Yeah,
that was fire. So that'll do it though. Yeah, that was super fun. Anything else you got, man?
I know Ethan was like talking about this in his episode, but the community, like, it's unreal, dude. Like, I just want to highlight a cool story. So for Cascade Festival in 2023.
Yeah.
My crew, like, I was going to go with my friends. They had an RV and like everything. They all had to drop out, and it was just me. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, I don't know anyone going. What am I going to do? And Brett Shredman's actually reached out to me. He's like, yo, like, we've got space for you in our Airbnb. Like, you're more than welcome to stay with us. So that was my first time, like, getting to know, like, a lot of those guys. And they were all so, like, welcoming, so cool. Like,
and that's as fam gets right there.
Yeah. So that's what I want to highlight. Like, these are cool people, like, good people.
That's awesome, dude. I mean, that's great that you got to. I mean, that's what's so cool about this community is that, you know, you may not. I don't know. I've always said I've wanted to go to a show by myself.
You're never like by yourself at the show.
Now that I'm doing this, I feel like I'm never going to be alone. But in the past, my idea was like, for one, or on your own agenda, uninterrupted, and then you're really going to meet more people, I guess.
Yeah, like my friend, like I'll never text anyone on a PL show day just because I'll find them. Like, it's just inevitable. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes the stressors of like being like, oh, we got to wait for so-and-so and this and that. And I mean, that's going to be when I'm getting back to going shows. I'm going to be out for a while.
Same.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, just because we hit this past year really hard with. Okay. I've never done a tour like that, like 14 shows. Like, that's insane.
That's awesome. Props to you, man. Yeah, I'm having a kid though in July.
Oh, congrats, man. Yeah. Nice.
Thank you. So, yeah, I'm going to be taking care of a child. So,
yeah, that's
for the foreseeable future. I won't be going anything. I'm going to be hitting the live streams hard. So, I definitely want to do some stuff like involved with the live streaming stuff when I can. You know, maybe have someone come on, like we'll talk before and talk in between, and you know, call some shit out. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. But yeah, so I'm for instance, like I was in Chicago. It's like my first time back in a while, and like people, like I really wanted to get out and. Because part of this project, I want to like meet and interact with people and do fun stuff, like ask questions outside and stuff like that. And
that'd be a cool segment.
Yeah. So, and if it hits, if anyone calls out songs they want to hear and stuff like that, I like kind of showcase that for them, like make a little clip out of it and whatnot. My whole thought with that is like, you know, going kind of being on my own. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to like, when I get back to that point, I don't really want to like plan necessarily with people because I want to just, my focus is the project. So yeah, that's dope. And yeah, I definitely want to, at some point, I need to connect with people deep in like that. You know, it's definitely, I mean, just listen to that podcast too. It's just amazing. Like the shit that he was talking about is really sick. And, you know, that's the whole idea. It's just trying to get all that fucking cool, juicy stuff. So.
Like we're all just huge nerds. That's the comment. I just love talking about this with everyone. It's awesome. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's a great time, dude. And yeah, it's been fucking great. You're definitely, wanted back anytime you want, man. So, you know, if anything comes up.
Would love let's get Keith. Let's get a proper duo. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You could explain more about like the format of our shows and things like that.
100%, dude. Yeah, I want to plug you guys and anything. You know, anytime your shit's gonna come out, I'm gonna, you know, and yeah, shows and stuff. I'd love to share that. So that being said, you got any shows coming up?
Thursday, March 27th. We're supporting our homie Louis Letdown. He's a very talented MC, rapper, producer. We're playing at Lost Lake in Denver. We're direct support, which is cool. We'll have time to set up and not have to worry about breaking down all of our stuff. That's been a bit scary for us on our recent shows. And then our homie S'mores, Stephen Moores, who helps run Yellowbirds, actually.
Oh, cool.
This is his first like venue show DJing, so we're having him open.
Nice.
And yeah, it's almost sold out. Like I think we have almost like 50 tickets left, maybe less. So
all right, well guys, anyone out there, go get your tickets. It's gonna be an awesome show. Lost Lake, Denver, and that's March, you said?
Thursday, March 27th.
All right, perfect. Yeah, guys, anything else you got on the books, or is that it?
That's it. But before that, March in Denver is just stacked. We've got Thought Process at the Ogden like the week before. Don't miss that. We've got Anti-Alias and Bournley at the Planetarium the Sunday before our show.
Dope.
In Boulder. Never miss a Planetarium show. Like my homies 3 for 20 played there. Seeing a band, you're just seeing live music in the Planetarium is unreal.
It's inside a planetarium?
Yeah, dude. The Fisk Planetarium at CU in Boulder. Yeah.
That's tight.
It's so cool. I highly recommend just checking that out.
All right. Well, yeah, guys, check this guy's show out. Check out his music. It's phenomenal. I mean, like I said, I'm not
so much unreleased. I'm going to get on a good schedule and start releasing some.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, I'm in full support. So I'll keep, plugging your stuff and everything like that.
Appreciate it.
Just again, thank you for doing this.
Right back at you.
It's been a minute, so I'm glad we finally got it down, and I'm glad we did it in the fashion that we did. Obviously, I'd love to have you back on and break down a show in specific, given your deep knowledge and articulation of music. But that being said, again, I was happy to. It's an honor that I kicked off my off-season podcast and content with you, so it was very fitting. And once again, I feel like I met another friend, and
100%, dude. I got a bass for you here. Like we'll get you to the studio.
It's only a matter of time when we're gonna do a little fucking sesh and shit like that. And I definitely at some point I think a trip out to Denver is definitely due in the future for sure.
Yeah,
tons of people to connect with and things like that. And I definitely want to get to doing these in person too, which definitely adds more. So
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, other than you got Instagram, what people can find you
at Samso Music. Follow the drummer Space Ghost Keith, who will have a future episode with the True Duo.
Spotify,
just Samso, SoundCloud, Apple Music. There's a French rapper named Samso. I can't get rid of that, but
shit. Okay.
But I mean, check that out too. You might dig that. I have to make a Bandcamp still. I'm going to do that.
Okay. Yeah. And then you said an album's coming out this year, right?
Yeah. In my mind is what it's called. There's 2 singles that are released, Lisboa and Try to Love Again. Maybe I'll release some more singles. It's going to be a big album. I'm sitting on
I liked that. I liked how you have a deep track list. So that was sick too. Yeah, guys, go check them out. In My Mind coming out this year in 2025. Samso Music. Check it out on all those platforms listed. Again, great stuff. Go see him if you can.
Gonna play a lot of unreleased at the March show. A lot.
Fuck yeah. Good stuff. Last thing, I'm glad I remembered. I saw that you had are you like a New Jersey Devils fan? You're a hockey fan?
Yeah, I am a Devils fan. Yep.
Okay. Are you? Damn! Look at that. It goes right into Swanee.
I saw that. Yeah.
Are you like? What size are you for? Like, are you like a large?
Yeah, large, medium. Medium should work.
All right. Well, I wanted you to have this. All right,
dude.
So I'm gonna send this to you.
No way.
I felt like it was only fitting for multiple reasons. So it's a PL hockey jersey. Okay.
No way, dude.
Yeah. So make sure to send me your address and stuff. So you live in Colorado.
Oh.
And so, there's like this little PL flag on it right here. But hey, this is why I wanted you to have this, right?
What's the song? Oh, I know. Oh, dude.
It's only fitting that you have this, so I want you to have it. I'm going to send it to you.
Nice, no way.
I mean, hey, I have like a couple of these, and I don't know. I've gotten my use out of it, and I've been wanting to. I was like going to try and sell it or something. I'm like, you know what? Oh, and I put 06 because that's the year the album came out. So,
dude, that's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I saw like, Samso, and then I saw you wearing those jerseys, and then I was like, and he lives in Colorado, so
dude, you've been on it, you've got me figured out.
Yeah, dude, it's only fitting. So, I'll be sending that your way, dude.
Dude,
thanks again, and yeah, it was really
thank you, man. That's one of the nicest things that anyone's done. That's awesome.
Well, I got a kid on the way. I got to get rid of some stuff. And, as you may have seen, we got rid of some shit, helping people out in the raffles and stuff like that. So, again, this is, I love the community and I love all these people involved. And I'm very grateful for you coming on and, sharing all this stuff. And we'll definitely do it again. So, everyone, thank you for tuning in. This will conclude this episode of Trip Through Time. As time goes by, memories never die. Of course, we're going to build off this. So thank you again to Sam. Great fucking music. And I'm pumped for all the stuff you're going to put out in the future.
We have a whole vision, man. It's going to be great.
Oh, and there they come, the wizard.
The Jedi Wizards.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, yeah, thanks again. This was awesome.
Dude, thank you, man. That was a fun time. Great conversation.
We roll up on a ship that flies and flies and flies and flies. dream.